Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the late night Saturday night stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist, and tonight we got beautiful Charizard and beautiful Charmeleon. So let's see, beautiful Charizard break, beautiful Charmeleon break, and vintage Sandstorm. Let's say, Bootyfull, Charizard, and Bootyfull. There we go. Charmeleon break. Vintage Sandstorm. All right. There we go. There we go. We've begun. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Saturday. Karis just went to bed. Man, I was feeling terrible earlier in the day. It's the Wegovy, man. I had dinner. I had frozen pizza for dinner, and it just immediately made me sick. I was sick within like 20 minutes. So that was back at like 8:30-ish. Now it's almost 12 a.m., so I'm feeling a little bit better. But, man, I was not feeling good for a minute there. All right, so this is going to say, at here, we're going live for Saturday night. You guys know on Saturdays we go live at night, so there is still a late night stream. It's just on the weekend. And it would be tempting to bring back Sunday, too, by the way. I like Sunday. Currently, we don't do Sunday, but I probably could. Let's see. It says payout for PSA. What does that say? Wow. I got that payout for the Zubat. Look at this payout, man. Look at this payout. Wow, that's great. 1.4 thousand for selling a Zubat that I just bought like a month ago for 700. Crazy, man. Those reverse hollows are something else. The Pokemon hobby is still in full swing. Where will it go from here? I'm a big believer in Pokemon card collecting, so, you know, whether it goes up or whether it goes down, I have a strong faith, Poke faith, that it's just going to keep going up. Because, again, I ask myself, what is there to collect in this world? Dinosaur bones, old homes, maybe a place on the ocean. Once you have all those things, what else is there? What is there really to collect? Fine art? Are millennials going to collect fine art, or are they going to collect Pokemon? They're going to collect Pokemon. So there you have it. Those are my beliefs. So Pokemon cards are a fundamental part of my financial net worth. Let's see. We don't have any giveaways. Ooh, we should do the Mark giveaway for the Red Ice tonight. What do you guys think? The Mark giveaway on the Red Ice? He's a generous guy. So here's the Beatrice Mona's order. That is already done. I went shopping at a grocery store out here, a local grocery store, not Walmart. Everyone knows Walmart. We have a really nice Walmart, so I shop there 99.9% of the time. It's a rural Walmart, so everyone in there is very nice. It's very clean. It's not overcrowded. It's a little bit crowded, but it's not overcrowded. And so if you've never shopped at a Walmart like that, you've got to try that, obviously. But so today I went to more like a local, it's called a Save-A-Lot. You might have one by your home. My God, does it feel so weird shopping in a Save-A-Lot out here in Lake of the Ozarks. Like, you go in the door and they're selling like farming goods in the front of the Save-A-Lot. It's like, what the hell? And you walk in and it feels like it was made in the 1960s or the 1970s. I'm not making that up. And then they got all this weird off-brand food and you're like, what am I looking at? And none of it's healthy either. They've got all like the worst things you could eat. You know, the most, overprocessed, unnatural, dyed food in the world. Aldi's brought over Winn-Dixie in the South. Oh, very cool. Aldi's. I like Aldi's. When I was a kid, we shopped at Aldi's. My mom liked Aldi's a lot. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Bread? Let's hit refresh on the website. Let's go ahead and get the website pinned. So I'm feeling a little bit better, guys, after having dinner. Man, that Wegovy stuff, it's so weird. I know it is triggering headaches in me. I'm sure of it. I eat food, and then the food gives me a headache. So with the Wegovy, I have all the same cravings that I've always had. My appetite's exactly the same, but I get punished now if I actually eat. So if I eat like the normal amount I normally would, I get sick from it. So that's what's going on, and it's rough, man. It's heartburn. It keeps me awake, and it gives me migraines. So it's very rough because it's not like I've lost my appetite. Maybe I will just because I don't want to have a headache. You know, now that I can kind of tie it all together and know where it's coming from, maybe it's like, do I want to eat tonight or do I want a headache? So that's where we're at with that. Today was perfect, man. It was like 50 degrees in the morning, and it warmed up to 73 degrees outside. It was so freaking beautiful. Karis and I went to the St. Patrick's Parade. We didn't stay very long, but we went very briefly to the St. Patrick's Parade on the main street in Osage Beach, which is the other side of the lake. And that's where the strip is. That's where the power company is. And it was pretty white, dude. Man, there was a lot of white people in Lake of the Ozarks. But there was it was really nice. There were a lot of families. It felt very safe. It felt very sort of like, it felt like the 90s. That's what it felt like. It felt like the 1990s neighborhood I grew up in. Just a bunch of like out of shape, pasty families and their little kids. And it looked very Irish, actually. I think everyone there was very Irish. I think I'm part Irish. I got like 25% Irish DNA. So it was nice. And the floats, there were floats there. They were all like advertisements. Floats are supposed to be fun, but almost 90% of those floats were just local businesses saying, please, we need your business. Oh, my eyes itching so bad. Allergies are up again. We had a brief break from the allergies, but they are back already. The pine trees are done blooming, and now the regular trees are all blooming. So it's allergy season. It's not over. We're not out of the woods, so to speak. Been scratching my eyes all day. I haven't been sneezing all day, but my eyes have been severely burning. Mister, did you see Gem Pack Volume 4? Ponyta is the main card. I was aware of Gem Volume 4, but I'm not a big fan of Ponyta, so I never bought it. So we don't have it. I can get it if you guys really want it. Maybe I can get one case. But I'm just not excited for Gem 4. Gem 4 is a reprint, of course, just like all the other gems. And then it's got Ponyta, and it's like, it's Ponyta. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is our late night card stream. We're like a miniature card shop. We got some friends in here. We come here, we hang out. I make entertainment noises with my mouth. And we open some cards too, by the way. So we open up cards. We have breaks. I think the breaks are really the special part of the stream. We have helped a lot of people acquire very special cards over time with our breaks. Actually, I'm shipping for Mr. LaFlame right now. I don't have the label right. No label in here. Look at this card he pulled out of our breaks. So LaFlame's plan is to sell this one. He's going to sell this guy. Cardos Gengar. He's going to try and sell it for $10K. Isn't that interesting? Pretty good. He pulled it for $400. So if he really gets the sale at $10K, he's up $9,600. Wow. So we've done a lot of, oh yeah, there it is. So we've done a lot of special breaks on this table and helped people acquire some pretty cool cards over time. So I'm pretty proud of that. And we'll continue doing that throughout the years. Okay. Mister, I got a Team Magma Houndoom Reverse Hollow today. Such a nice card. Oh, did you see that in the short and it made you tempted to go get one? Those are cool. Very interested in your shipping insurance. Oh, that's so interesting. Yes, so I pinged the Discord in the announcements channel. And I mentioned now that I'd like to begin offering, it's not insurance. So just to be clear, this is not insurance. I looked up all the rules. I'm not legally allowed to sell you insurance, but I am legally allowed to sell you protection for shipping. The way that works, you pay a fee, and if the product is lost or destroyed by USPS, then I pay out the protection. That's it. So it's kind of like insurance. It's not a lot different. It's just, I guess, kind of a title. Actually, I don't know what makes it different. I should ask AI, actually. I've never thought to ask it that question, but it said I'm allowed to sell that. Legally, what's the difference between shipping protection and shipping insurance, other than just the name? All right, let's see what AI has to say about that. All right, so AI says, regulation, who bears the risk, whether the product qualifies as insurance. Let's see. It's governed by state insurance regulator. Let's see. Shipping protection is structured as a service contract, not insurance. Instead of transferring risk to an insurer, you are offering a business guarantee. Okay. And so the characteristics is that it's not issued as insurance, not regulated like insurance, not governed by insurance laws. The company can define the terms of reimbursement. No insurance license is required. Let's see. My eye is burning, man. My eye is burning so bad. Hold on, let me wipe my eye. Oh, man. It says here, the seller assumes the risk, huh? Okay. Why companies use shipping protection? Large companies avoid insurance regulation by selling shipping protection, a replacement guarantee, and a limited reimbursement policy. Okay, so it's like a reimbursement program. Let's see. What do you think would trigger regulators or an investigator into to feeling like what I'm selling is insurance? What do you think would be the key thing that would make it seem like insurance so that I can avoid that? Yeah, I've been talking to AI a little bit about this because I'm actually really interested in this because Pokemon cards are so expensive. I really think people would prefer to have card protection when you ship. But the problem is when you insure through like USPS, their price not only is very high, but also I've read a lot of stories about how USPS does not like to actually pay out when it comes to Pokemon cards and collectibles. So they don't want to do it because they view collectibles as like kind of a ridiculous thing. All right. The customer pays a fee and you promise to pay out if a loss occurs. Yeah, but that sounds like shipping protection, so I don't get it. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Pricing based on item value. Insurance almost always prices risk based on the value of the insured property. Actuarial pricing. Oh, interesting. Insurance contracts typically promise indemnification, making the customer financially whole. We will reimburse the full value. Services guarantee instead something different, like replacement, store credit, limited reimbursement, and discretionary claims review. Okay, that's interesting. So I'll need to keep talking to AI to make sure that we stay within the a good legal framework for offering shipping protection. But yes, I would like to begin offering that. You know why? Because I think that as the person who handles the actual shipping, I could do a very good job offering shipping protection, seeing as I know how well it's going to get packed, right? Like I just have the advantage there. I know if you're going to pay, let's say you pay $150 to ship out like $10,000 package. I know to spend an extra, I don't know, like maybe $30 just doing 1,000 rolls of bubble wrap. You know what I mean? So I have the advantage naturally in protecting your cards because if you're paying out that service fee, now I can pay more money. I can use that money to put more padding around your cards. It's as simple as that. So this is why I think it would be a good fit for us. And we definitely ship items expensive enough for people to be interested in shipping protection. But we just have to like set it up so we're not breaking any rules. That's the way it sounds. But also we have to have like a system to decide how the payout occurs. Like how do we decide that the product has gone wrong? So for example, if somebody steals the package off your porch, I do not want to cover that. That's called porch piracy. The problem with porch piracy is you could do it to yourself. So you could say, the item arrived, the tracking number says delivered, but I never got it and I want you to pay out. And I'd be like, how do I know that you didn't just take the package in, open it up, and then claim it you never received it? So there's some scenarios where we have to set the rules on what actually triggers a payout. So here's a payout. Like if USPS reports that the package is lost, they can't find it, payout. So that would be it. All right. Isn't it only $50 for USPS Max unless you ask for more and pay? Yeah, you should be able to buy insurance through USPS. But again, there are things I don't like about their insurance. I don't think it will properly cover collectibles. Like I heard USPS requires you to provide a receipt proving the value of the items inside of the package. And, you know, that immediately stinks to me of sort of like, we don't want to pay out. I was researching this, and yeah, it's an interesting thing. We can talk about it more. Why don't we go ahead and start looking at the queue, see if there's any orders in the queue for tonight. We have Mr. Ivan Rodriguez showing me Gem Pack 4. Very cool. And over here we have, click. By the way, you packaged everything great. Wish I could share the picture on the stream. Thanks. That's actually Miss Alexis. She packaged everything great. So she's been doing a good job. She was in today. Some of the packages made it out with the mailman, and then some of them did not. Okay, so that's where we are with the shipping right now. She's in the middle of moving, so she's moving a lot of stuff. I feel bad for her. Why don't we show off all these beautiful slabs on the table, guys? And why don't you take a second and hit that like button? We have a special giveaway tonight. We need a lot of likes. Let's get up to 40 likes, and I'll begin this Red Eyes Black Dragon giveaway. Let's get up to 40 likes. So that one's really cool. But look at all these cool cards we got on the table. We got Marowak, we got Eevee, we got Gengar, we got Bulbasaur, we got Magneton Consignment. Alexis the Go, any good breaks? Yes. Why don't we start by showing the breaks off, and then I want to start taking some cards off the table so we can start putting the expensive slabs up on the table. And those expensive slabs are well past due for a reprice. They need repricing so bad. So I'm grabbing all the breaks right now. I'm grabbing all the breaks. All right, we got a little gym break. We got a little gym break. Oh, right, we're working on gym break 3. The manga break. The waifu break. The, this break. This thing. And these guys. And this one. I feel like waifu breaks are always a little bit slower if they're a pricey waifu break. Oh, my eye. We have Gym Break Mewtwo. I actually already sold one of these at full price. So somebody likes this card. Lego Pikachu, take a spot, take another spot. They're only 10 bucks. So this is one of the coolest breaks on the table. It's Dark Charmeleon 9 First Edition, and I don't anticipate this one hanging around very long. Nidoking is up to 6 out of 10 now. We have a fresh sub list. You got 4 chances. That's what that means. You got 4 shots left to get in this Nidoking. If you're wanting to get into this Nidoking on a $40 sub list spot, there's only 4 sublists left. That's not a lot. That'll be over before you know it. Here's Mega Charizard. He's a 41 and 6. Just a wonderful little card. We have a new Heartbreak. So the Heartbreak this time is this incredible looking single strike master Tyranitar Altart. And he's eaten too much and he's gone to sleep under a tree. That's a really good one. We have this Lightning $35 Cardconomist 10 Opus 1 Lightning Break. So you have to understand this from 2016. It's 10 years old. And at this point, it's a really old card from base set Final Fantasy. So that's really cool. We also have this Reverse Hollow Team Rocket's Murkrow. And he's in like a server room. It's pretty neat. Here's the Manganami, moved all the way up to 9. Good. Here is the Y. Schwartz redo of Healer, up to 3 out of 11. Ways to go on that one. And here's the rare candy. It's Shiny Charizard. And then we have these 2 pack splits. So we have a lot, actually. There's a lot going on. And we have a lot of cards priced up on the table. So there's no shortage of any of this stuff. You are? Yeah, there is no shortage. But I'm really interested in getting some of these slabs rotated. We have this beautiful Rayquaza, by the way, for 400. You can just buy him outright. You don't have to be participating in a Rayquaza break. The Palantir Murkrow. That's right. That's right. It's Palantir Murkrow. Mister has a Komiya Cubone on the way. He's going to sell. That Cubone's gone into the vault. Yeah, he's going into the vault. He's talking about this Cubone. You guys want to see it? It's pretty cool, actually. You think anyone's going to show up to our stream? Does anyone even know that we go live at night? Did I pinged the Discord server, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I certainly did. So, let's see. Yeah, I don't know how busy we'll be tonight because it's so different from our usual schedule. But, let's see. We're jumping over here to purchases. I'm still buying cards, even at... I just bought a Topps booster box, too, by the way. Look, I bought a couple Tyranitars, too. I bought a couple of these Tyranitars. I bought a Staff Tyranitar. And then here is... Oops. And then here is Cubone. Pop 12. Pop 12. He's a reverse foil. You can't tell from the image, but he's a reverse foil. Pop 12. PSA 10 reverse hollow Cubone. He's very sad. He's got a little flower there. It's a good artwork, and it's notably it's from one of the old sets. You know, it's from one of the old e-reader sets. So that's what I really like about the card. Speaking of e-reader sets, the Sandstorm's right in front of us. And if you've got a hole burning in your pocket, we have 3 people in there. 4 people in there, I mean. So there you go. We got 4 people, Chad, Michael, Edgar, and Phil Vasquez. They are in the pack split for Sandstorm. That means 5 spots remain. It's almost halfway done. It's a shorter break, actually. It costs more, but it's shorter. And I would love, love, love to pull you guys the Umbreon out of there. What are the odds of the Umbreon? Pretty low, right? But not 0. Here it is. Only 25 of these in the world. Number 26 could be right here. Probably not. It's possible, though. All right, so that's what's fun about it. You all know it. That is what's fun about opening those Sandstorm packs. Yeah, that would be a pretty big clip if we got that. I would love to see that. I want a Komiya Cubone. Put a price on it. Maybe I would sell one. I don't know. Maybe I would sell one. But let's get those likes to 40. We're going to start this. At 40 likes, we're going to start this Red Eyes Black Dragon giveaway, guys. Let's get that going. Let's see. Let's see if there's any early orders. What are you guys excited about when it comes to sealed booster packs? What are you guys excited about buying that I don't have on my menu? Anything? Tell me what to buy, because I'm always looking for something to add, but I don't always know what I want to add. But let's grab this bag over here. If there's something you guys are excited for in the market that I don't have on my menu, you got to tell me, because we got to get that out. You know, we got to get that on our menu. Ninja Turtles, Magic Ninja Turtles are a big deal. These, we've already almost opened a whole box of these. They are popular. They're very cool. When you open one pack of it and you see how good they look, you end up wanting another pack. That's how nice they are. Nikkei Precious, sexy girls with boobies. One Piece OP15, a little pricey. Topps Naruto, maybe a holo in the next pack. Vintage Harry Potter, that's new. Riftbound, look at all this stuff I've added, guys. Just in a short while, we've added all these new packs onto the menu. We don't have the new Yu-Gi-Oh set. What's the name of the new Yu-Gi-Oh set? Here's Ascended Heroes. Here's Nikkei. Here's Korean Mega Dream. Nihil Zero. It's had the price lowered. And some English One Piece. Really affordable, by the way. $13 to $16 on these packs. Very reasonable. I mean, if you pull out a manga out of here, it's going to be really nice. So what's cool about OP14 English, by the way, is it includes EB4 as well in the actual set. So EB4 is already in the English version. That's why I never buy EB4, because why would we need it? We already have it. All right. Cool. We do have the Ninja Spinner has been ordered from 3 places and 2 places. I canceled one, actually. That's right. But we have a decent amount of Ninja Spinner coming. What should I get? I got $70 max on whatever you say, says John Vasquez. Well, John, it really just comes down to what it is you really want to add to your collection. If you want to open boosters, ask yourself, do I want to keep this card in my collection, whatever the chase card from that set is. By the way, if we have any new guys or guys on the fence about placing their first-time order, the giveaway for first-time order right now is this cute little piggy. He's adorable. Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity Collection 5. Okay, so I've already got that pre-ordered. We have an order from Pat Gibbs now. He says pre-grades for Apocalypse, Hulk, and Metal Spider-Man. You got it. So, Mr. Pat Gibbs. Here he is. He said, Apocalypse, Hulk, and Metal Spider-Man. Those sound like they might be back here. That's Pat Gibbs, right? Yeah, we grabbed his bag. Did you have 2 bags? Hold on, let me look at that again. The Apocalypse, Hulk, and Metal Spider-Man. Why am I not seeing that in here? That sounds like a square cut card, but I'm not seeing square cut cards. You must have had 2 bags. All right, give it a minute. New Topps Chrome Deadpool set just released. Deadpool set, you say, huh? If my package came. Oh! Oh, okay. I received 1 box in the mail today. I didn't open it, but it was a really lightweight box. Oh, I see. It's in the rest of your message. Okay, I got you, man. I got you, fam. So you are owed 3 pre-grades, Mr. Pat Gibbs. We'll just remember that when those cards actually show up. Did you guys see this Pheasantipity? Beautiful card. $125. Magneton 9.5 for 40 bucks. Very nice. Thievel 10 for $50. Lots of tag slabs, and you won't see that change. I like tag. Tag cards are pretty nice. We get a special cheap price on grading with tag. So we like tag right now, guys. Tag's being very good to us. And especially for these modern cards, why not, you know? All right, thank you, Mr. Pat. We'll get that when they arrive then. Let's see what else. Any other orders in the queue? Rarity Collection 5 will also be the first set with extended art. So is that like the one in China that the guy snipped? He sneaked it and he screwed it all up? Let's see. I don't see any PayPal orders, by the way. Let me just log into PayPal, make sure that that's correct. Is the Sandstorm a pack split break? That's right, it's a pack split, meaning each person gets one card in the pack. We could host it the other way where, you know, one person gets the whole booster pack to themselves. That's more like, we could just call that a pack break at that point. But it is a pack split. It's a very nice one. And let's just make sure this is all going well. We do have a fresh Brett Love order. Mr. Brett, I just got it. So let's take a quick look and dive into that. Make sure to leave a like. Website order in. Let's take a quick look at this website order. So this website order says a Dark Charmeleon entry. Oh, yes. I really believe that those, the Dark Charmeleon and the Charizard are both slated to end pretty fast. Because he looks good. And he looks good. All right, so there we go. So, Mr. Brett Love. Mr. Hey, what's up, Mr. CS Man? So, Brett is in the Dark Charmeleon. That's 2 out of 6, everybody. We are a breaks channel. You have a chance to take home a slab for just $40. Nidoking entry. It looks like you're saying a full $100 Nidoking entry. Did I read that right? Brett Love. Oh, wait. What do we actually call it? It's a pretty high stakes choice. It's called a Mega Booster. All right, let's get this made. Because you already have a card in there. So if you miss, it's going to be a pretty painful miss. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this shall say Brett Love. So your odds are 2 in 10. That means you have a 1 in 5 odds. That's pretty tough, actually. See, 1 in 10. There it is. What's up, guys? Mr. Chad Ardinger made. I also have a consignment slab coming in there as well. Yeah, I'm interested in those. I can't wait to show them off. Hopefully some good stuff. All right. Oh, my eyes are burning. Wow. Me a fan, Mr. Shout Out Chad. Mr. Chad Ardinger made me a fan, Mr. Shout Out Chad, says John Vasquez. How many people are in the Sandstorm pack split? Yes, so far there's 4 people. So it's about halfway full. It's about halfway. All right, so Mr. Brett Love says 1 pack of Pokemon Mega Evolutions. Okay. And 2 live customs. All right, 2 live costumes. Let's see if we can get lucky right here. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy shot at the Mega Nidoking, man, because you got 2 cards in there. That's about $800. I've thought about offering $1,000 breaks where it's like an entry is $1,000. I just don't know if anyone's, you know, that daring. What do we got? Gliscor and, I'm sorry, Darumaka. I think, or is that Darmanitan? No luck there on the live costumes. Sparking a doobie. Tyler, I just finished Trainer Tower on Fire Red. Let's snip this. Karis and I have been studying Advanced Wars and other real-time strategy games to try and understand, the concept of a strategy game, what draws people in. Grumpig, Clawitzer, and Alakazam. All right, that is the Mega Evolution pack. So the majority of your order was actually just the one spot in the Nidoking. That's pretty big, Mr. Brett. You have time to change your mind if you decide you want to back out, okay? So, but when it goes off, then it's out of time. Here it goes. Brett with the B. Let's see. How many spots left in Primal Clash? So I think there's a couple people in Primal Clash. By the way, thank you very much, Mr. Brett. I appreciate the big order. Tonight's stream brought to you by Brett so far. Look at that, guys. Brett's a big supporter, I'd say. Let's see. Brigido, Brian, Brad, Randall. I think I'm going to put you on that Red Eyes Black Dragon for sure. I gotta have you take a shot at that. Oh, wait. Why am I searching in here for your bag? It's not going to be in here. Your stuff is right over here. You know what? I'm going a little crazy, that's why. Do we have a new trade slab? I don't even know if we have a trade slab up here. There we go. I don't think we have a trade slab. Oh, we need to pick out a trade slab. Okay. Trade slab picking time. Maybe one of these. Oh, these are all those Rayquazas. How about one of these? I'll let the Skitty be the next trade slab. Here it is. All right, Skitty is the new trade slab. What's nice about this one is it's a 10. Where's my stickers? Where's my bunting? Here's, this shall say 5-1 something. And then up here, it shall say trade. Do, 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 do. Trade 5-1 in 5. So the Skitty is effectively $25. Mister, I want a good Wobbuffet Team Rocket. Yeah, me too, man. I want a good Wobbuffet Team Rocket. I'm so tired of the Team Rocket Wobbuffets not being good. My gosh, can we just get a good one? Here's Mr. John Vasquez, Naruto, and a live custom. So Naruto. Okay, so the Narutos, I think, are 54. And did you mean the live customs? Because I think you're off by $4 then. So I think you're $4 off if you're wanting one of those live customs. But I want to make sure I got the order right. Let's see. Let me do the math. You said a custom, but I'm not sure if you meant a live custom. Yes, so you're $4 short on the live custom. How many people are in the Sandstorm pack split? Me a fan, Mr. Shadow Chad. How'd your midterms go, Mr. CS Man? Did the midterms go well? Hope the midterms went your way. Look at these guys. This is a jumbo Japanese pack. Have you guys ever thought about opening one of these? That's a Japanese jumbo pack. And they're on the menu. This is actually on the menu. You can buy this. I feel like a kid playing Fire Red. Yeah, Fire Red's really nice. Okay, one live custom. So if you'd like that live custom, you're just short by about $4. We are. I'll ZELLE right now. Perfect. Okay. All right. So I think I'll go ahead and begin with your Naruto. Let's go ahead and fix this. Ready? Hopefully a nice Naruto pack. Good. Topps Naruto, guys, from 2025. This is one of the top-selling products on the menu for the last month. Oh, he's getting some, too. You ready? Ooh, out of 25, Iruka Umino. All right, you got an Iruka. Set this here. Holographic. We got Kurenai Yuhi. Naruto. A Failure's True Power. Kasami Hoshigaki. Or something like that. The End of Tears. Genin Takedown. And Kakashi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kakashi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead and sleeve this guy. We'll put him into a top loader for you as well. And then hopefully a snipe in the live customs. What do you think? Maybe one little snipey wipey? That'd be nice. All right. Just like that. That's Mr. John Vasquez. Thank you, Mr. John. Appreciate it, man. Aha. Okay, we're trying to get to 40 likes. 40 likes and we'll start the Red Eyes Black Dragon giveaway. I am going to toss Mr. Bread on, though. He put in a really big order tonight. So he gets on either way. All right, so there he goes. Red Eyes Black Dragon giveaway, guys. But we need enough likes for it. Now, your live costume. Here it is. Good luck. We just grab a random amount and another random amount. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see what that is. Oh, okay, not a hit, but you did pull a poker card. So you walk away with the Tornadoes King of Hearts. I think it's cool that these live customs can include ungraded cards. I feel like I had to get I had to find some product that I can easily put in there into those live customs. Maybe not just these poker cards, although the poker cards are pretty valuable if you get the right one. All right, Mr. John Vasquez, thank you so much. Let's get a rotation on this. So we have a new trade slab. That's the Skitty for $25 or $5 per spot. You can trade in your stuff right now to try to acquire the whole Skitty before anyone else jumps in. Canary, $250. Cheap, affordable. Probably should be listed on eBay. Tattletales, vintage sponge. That's vintage SpongeBob. Not the new stuff. That is vintage SpongeBob. We have Ryan Shapiro. He says 2 Primal Clash spots. Hey, Ryan. How's your baby, Mr. Ryan? It's baby time. All right, so let's grab 2 of these. Nice to see you again, Ryan Shapiro. I love poker cards. The poker cards have done very well for me over time. Scary good. There it goes. Scary, scary good. What do we got in here? You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 out of 10. Primal Clash is halfway done. Sandstorm is halfway done. The nice thing about Primal Clash, though, is it's pretty cheap. You can actually afford Primal Clash pretty easily. Thank you, John Vasquez, for correcting that order. And let's see, no PayPal orders? Am I seeing that right? Whoa, no PayPal orders. That's so funny because usually PayPal's the popular way. Let's see, I'm just looking at it again. Yeah, no PayPal orders. Let me hit refresh on the website. We're just getting started here, guys. Welcome to our late night stream. It's Saturday night, it's February, and we've got a lot of beautiful cards tonight. We got to work on this binder break. So let's pull the binder break forward for a second. So you guys, what do you guys know about this? This is called the binder break. It's a bunch of ungraded cards. Throw that away. Can you see if I have anything worthy of trading in? Sure. So, Mr. John Vasquez, your baggie is a little bit small. You do have a couple of hollows. I don't think that's enough hollows to actually get a spot in anything. You can do stuff, though, like you can say, I don't want the Hydrapple. I don't want the Tyranitar. So if you're trading the Hydrapple and the Tyranitar, that could get you a spot in the trade break. So you don't have enough junk cards, but you could get rid of some of your cards like the Tyranitar if you don't like them. Here is the binder break right now as it is. It's pretty nifty. We got this beautiful Cubone. We've got Lugia. We've got Ace of Spades Ho-Oh. We've got Eevee. We got Moltres. We got Mimikyu. Snorlax. Open Naruto. Open Naruto? Oh, you mean like the common cards out of the Naruto? What do you mean Open Naruto? Here's for the Blade, Petrarun, Carbink, Charmander, Horsey promo. This is huge at this point. This is pretty big for a binder break. It's got a lot of cards in it relative to the other ones. Let's see. Koraidon, Setatan, Squirtle, Melmetal, Gyarados, Spark, Candela. See, I don't even know what to do with these. I consider these just pure junk. Like, they shouldn't even be in here. I feel like these should not be in here. Nobody wants them. Nobody's collecting that. Do you think anyone's collecting those? I don't think anyone's collecting those. I don't think they should be in there. It actually makes it look worse. Here's Tyranitar. I don't know if the water energy belongs in there either. The water energy, it is vintage, but it's like, it's just kind of like, that should go into a junk pack, shouldn't it? That should be in a junk pack. Oh yeah, remember we removed this guy? I feel like these 3 cards can actually come back out of the binder break. Oh, okay, so zelling for another spot for Chad. Oh, you're buying Chad a spot? That's so cool. Get you a friend like Mr. John Vasquez. So look, I need some kind of junk pack situation for these guys. Let's grab this. Pop these in here for the moment. I gotta sneeze, man. Allergies, huh? Let's get these all back in. Here is the Cubone Marowak. Here's the Oscar Resendez. Okay. Let's get a rotation on these beautiful slabs. We got Gengar. You might have already seen that Gengar. Here's the Lego Break. Okay, there's going to be a lot of cards like this. Let's go ahead and grab this. Nice. Look at that Larvitar. He's pretty serious. He's serious business. Here's Boa Hancock. She's pretty serious too. Here's Umbreon. All right. So these 2 cards are large enough that, you know, you would think that people might actually need a Poke loan to pay those off, really. Can you give me a spot on the Primal Clash break? Take it off my store credit, says Mr. Dillon. What's the name on the store credit card there, Mr. Dillon? Probably something with Dillon in it, right? Yeah, let me know what the store credit card is. Wait, what's this down here? Oh, Jaded. Jaded, Brandon. Cranfield. Yes, sir. Okay, give me a minute. Make sure to leave a like. Yes, sir. Dylan Cranfield. His name is Dylan. Says you have $44 left. So you'll have 30.5. Okay. So you got a little money left to burn. All right. Good. Welcome, guys, to the late night stream. This is an unusual stream on Saturday where we go live much later than usual. And we do that so I can hang out with my waifu. And not have it be, I think it's 45.5. Yeah, pretty close. It was 44.5. So there you go. There's Dylan. Let's get it back up into your bag. Roaring Skies. All right. In it goes. All right. This guy ought to go into the expensive slabs box. Anything over $200 is supposed to go in there. So this could go in there too, but I might just leave her in the regular boxes. All right, here we go. We got some girls. We got a doggy between them. A Gengar that's real nice. An Umbreon that's real nice. Let's take a picture. What do we got? We're at 37 likes. We're close to the 40 that we need to start that Umbreon. Okay, ready? We're going to head over to all slaps. There we go. And we're going to take a picture. Click. All right, so we've got the picture. And now we can pull these down. This is the original start time, is it? Umbreon goes in the Z box. Gengar and Boa go in the A box. Zacian goes in the Z box. That's pretty easy. Nami goes into N box. Okay. What else? Right, we got all these breaks here. Let's start spreading these breaks around a little bit. Got tons of breaks. We got tons of breaks. Hundreds must enter the breaks. You put Daniel on the break card, mister. I put Daniel on the break card. Oh, my God. Sorry about that, man. Daniel Cranfield. I have a brother-in-law named Daniel, but you're Dylan. Sorry about that. It is pretty late for me. Daniel. Dylan. Daniel. Cranfield. All right. What's up with girls being called Danielle? Danielle. Such a subtle change, and then it's a girl's name. It's too much for me. I can't handle that. All right, here it is. You want me to recount this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 total. We are 6 out of 10. We need 4 more people, and the Primal Clash break goes off. Some big cards in there, including Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre. But a lot of really good ancient trait cards in that set, by the way. That set's pretty good with the ancient traits. Mr. John Vasquez, $40 for HU. Now, what is HU going to stand for? He says, zelling for another spot for Chad. You sent in $40, and it says HU. What can I get for you? Just to avoid confusion later. Dooba-dooby-doo, dooba-dooby-doo. Anything interesting in the news? I didn't see anything interesting in the news today. All I saw was that we need more Pokemon. He sent $40, but for what? Oh, I already read that. All right, so I'll write him down for store credit for a second while he's deciding. Mr. John Vasquez. Does anyone know what it might stand for? HU. It's not the pack splits, so it could be the Heartbreak, but that would be HB. It could be something. Yeah, I actually don't know. It's not Charizard. I think the Binder Break. Oh, the Binder Break. You got it, man. All right, and here it is, the Binder Break. There it is. This guy right over here, huh? All right, you got it. No problem, Mr. John Vasquez. We moved you over into the Binder Break. Give Chad $40 in credit. He says, sorry, give Chad $40 in credit. We could do that. There we go. Give me a second here. To Chad, $40 from John V. All right, so here is a $40 credit for Chad. Hey, what's up, Mr. Javier? How's it going, man? And now we have a pretty big Edward Shelton order. Edward, welcome, Mr. Edward. I say who a lot. Sorry, habit. Edward says 5 of the Crown Zenith. Oh, Crown Zenith. That's an important set. That's an important set. I think that we better take a look into that, okay? All right, so what did we last do with Crown Zenith? These sets have been getting pretty wild. We did price change it already. All right, let me go grab them. Yeah, Crown Zenith. That is a very good set, and a set that's changing in price pretty rapidly, too. Here we have 3 packs of it. Okay. What else do we have here, huh? Pokemon Go, Paldean Fates. We're waiting on a Paldean Fates restock, by the way. Pokemon Go, which I feel like people should open more Pokemon Go. It's such a cool set. All right, if you'll excuse... You know what's interesting? We have Silver Tempest, where it's 100% from a fresh case. We open the case in front of you guys, and it's $20 a pack. But people really would rather have the Crown Zenith. Isn't that fascinating? Crown Zenith must be really good. Oh, but speaking of which, Edward also wants 5 of the Silver Tempests. Heck yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the Silver Tempest doesn't sell as often as the Crown Zenith. Isn't that interesting? Now let's go grab a fresh box of Crown Zenith. All right, we're very low on this. So let me take a second and restock it. We are super low. We're about to run out. Pop this in here. We got to have a little more than that. Just stopping in to say hello, stuck at work. Hey, what's up, Mark? Sorry to hear you're stuck at work, man. That sucks. Here, let's see. Divided by this number. Let's see. I am going to go ahead and acquire this. Actually, before I hit this button, let me do this button first. All right, I'm hitting the button. So we just did a pretty heavy restock on Crown Zenith. And let me see what the math looks like on that. Assuming it even ships. All right, it all looks good. All right, let's get this open. Yeah, lately people have just been canceling. You buy something and people cancel it. They go, actually, I don't want to sell it now that you bought it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Did Chad say how he wanted to spend this, by the way? Set that over there. Very generous donation from John Vasquez to Mr. Chad. You ready? Here goes. Let's start snipping. 1, 2. You know what we should do with the store credit? I should issue a date on the store credit card so that we know when the store credit was issued. That is such a good idea for tracking down where the store credit came from. And then that still doesn't resolve the issue with knowing when you've spent it, and doesn't truly fix the problem. Maybe it doesn't help that much. There it is. All right, here goes. I'm trying to make the store credit so it can't be double spent. That's a concern I have. Here's a Rotom. Ooh. Really nice of you to open up that Silver Tempest, man. I love watching this. Let me go ahead and grab something cool to the front here. Let me grab this to the front. There we go. A little Charizard in the front for you all. All right, I think Mr. forgot. What did I forget? I won't be here for red. No, I didn't forget. Here it is. Look, it's already started. After we hit 40 likes, we officially begin this, and we are just 1 like away, so we're definitely getting that number. All right. Clang and Crocodile. He's a crook. Right spent on the card. Yeah, but the problem occurs like this. So they spend it, and then I actually forget to remove it from the bag of store credit cards. So it's a good rule to just write spent. Of course, I could just go throw it away, too. Either of those things would work. But the real problem is I'm not picking it up at all. So another system that I've been thinking about is maybe you can only spend it by sending it a penny message or something. But that's kind of inconvenient. Makes store credit a little less fun. Here's Unknown V-Star. All right. Maybe a rough round on those Silver Tempests. Of course, actually, when you see that, it's a little tempting to open a couple more because maybe there's something around the corner. Now, how about this Crown Zenith? So Crown Zenith, we just did a restock on it. Now, Crown Zenith is interesting because I just restocked like 5 boxes of it. We've recently sold 5 boxes of this, and guess what? I pretty much just restocked it at the same price we sold it at. So I don't even know if I made money selling these. I mean, did I make money? I don't think I did. That's how crazy the market is these days. Let's see. Oh, yes. Looking great. Entei. Awesome. All right. Okay, yes. So he is looking great. Entei's a very cool pull. Here's Whale Lord. Okay. Much better than Silver Tempest so far. Mewtwo, not bad. I don't think he's going to grade 10, though. It's pretty off-center. Here's... Oh, Absol looking really cool. Look at that, everybody. Doesn't that make you jealous? Absol and Entei. That's a good round. One more card. One more hit, maybe. Yeah? Oh, yes! All right, that's really good. Wow. Wow, that's one of the chase cards. I think it is the chase card. Isn't Giratina the best possible pull? It's not the Dialga, it's not the Palkia. I don't think it's the Deoxys, so I think it's this, isn't it? Wow, Mr. Edward Shelton with the lucky order tonight. Very impressive. Wow, you know what's crazy is he got these other cards too while he was at it. So it's just a phenomenal round. Wow. All right, let me go get you a top loader. Don't show that to Tammy. Tammy opened up a lot of this too. She likes this set too. He is definitely happy he opened some cards tonight. And that's why we restocked this too, because this is a decent set. So we'll have more pulls like that in the future soon. All right. Bounty. Yeah, that's definitely a bounty spot. Here you go. Edward Shelton. Oh, my neck hurts so bad. Here we go. Let's see. Bounty, bounty, bounty. So the bounty is working a little bit different this month. This month is much harder to get into the bounty. You actually have to pull something of notoriety to get into the bounty, whether it be a slab or whether it be a card out of a booster pack. 3 hits to tag. Don't forget to send my tops. Oh, 3 of my best hits to tag. Oh! Wait, I didn't see that part of the message. So let me grab this. Obviously, we're sending this. So 1, 2. Between these 2 cards, it's probably the Absol. Wow, dude. What a crazy round. He ordered the grading 2. All right, hopefully all 10s. Okay. Here's Absol. Here's Entei. By the way, you know, now that we have consignment, when you guys get cards back from PSA or TAG or BGS or even CGC, when they come back, if you don't like the grade, you can have me sell it in consignment. Or if you like the grade, but you really only bought it to try and extract value out of it, you can just ask me to consign that even if it was a 10. All right, Edward Shelton. So that is a recent thing. Okay, T for tag. T for tag. T for tag. Cool, man. Not out of all my hits. Oh, okay. No problem. We can swap them very fast. So let's just find your bag right away. I thought you just meant from that round. Oh, that round was so good. You could easily send Entei, Absol, and Giratina anyways. But let's see what else you had. Move those off. Grab half of this. All right, so something better than those, huh? If you want to trade those hollows, let me know. Here's some hollows. Pairs, Nessa. That seems like a pack of hollows as well. All right, let's see. That's a packet of hollows. Dustox, not really that big of a deal. Bibarel, Riolu, a little Lugia. Here's a little packet of hollows. Kelio, little golden Crobat. Here's a lady. Oh, so you got Regidrago and you got the new Starmie. So if you want to replace the Absol with either of these, I can do that. Let me just check the other half now. So those 2 are pretty gradable, I'd say. Okay, ready? Clefairy, Primal Catcher, Volvos, Snorlax, Larvesta, Riolu, Rockruff, Got a bunch of those yellow edged hollows. Got a bunch of EXs. I had a Rayquaza, I thought, or did I send it out? You might have already sent it out. We're not running into it here, so you might have already sent it out. In your baggie, it's looking... Oh, wait, you got another bag. Could be in here. Oh, these are all just hollows, is that right? So you got a whole bunch of hollows, by the way. Toss some of these in there. Some of these. Wow, that's a lot of hollows. No other surprise baggies in there. All right, think I had a Moonbreon, like the actual Moonbreon, like from Evolving Skies. You didn't pull Moonbreon on this channel. You thinking of a different channel, maybe? The Absol is like $5. You should have something else to get graded, in my opinion. Did he have Moonbreon? I don't remember us pulling a Moonbreon. Like from Evolving Skies? I don't remember one of those getting pulled recently. Somebody did open one pack of Evolving Skies recently, but they didn't pull out Moonbreon. Let's see. I'm looking for a third bag, but I'm not seeing a third bag so far. He might have meant to say something else. Edward Cornelio, Edwin Delcid, Urki Kerber. All right, so I'm not seeing another bag for you, though. Ow, my eye. Sending the Starmie. You got it, man. Starmie's really cool. All right. And here's Starmie. Starmie's like, thank you. All right, look at that Starmie. Beautiful. All right. Grabbing this. Putting this in here. Popping this in here. And tossing these in the front. There we have it. Ooh. So we hit 45 likes. Ta-da. Wow, that's pretty good, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Edward Shelton. You're very nice to me. By the way, did somebody buy this for $75 from me? I found this in my shipping pile, but it had no name on the back. Peachy Illustrator, $75. Does anyone remember buying this? If you did, let me know so I can look up the payment and then get your name on the back. All right. So, as promised, here's the giveaway. So this is the Mark giveaway. It's going to say Mark on the top. Okay. So to get into this, you have to type in Mark, M-A-R-K. Let me drill that slab. What, the red eyes? Ah, my neck. If you, oh man, my neck's really messed up right now. Oh, if you manage to pull it, you can have it. Type in Mark. I'm going to go grab my drink. I'll be right back, okay? Oops. I'm going to go grab my drink. All right, there we are. Okay. Who's getting in on this card? Me, 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 me. Well, we got to put... I'm putting Alexa's on because she came into work today. Here's Joey Albrecht. Here's our friend, Mr. Edward Shelton. Thanks for the big order tonight. Who's next? Who's here? Who's next? Cody Hodges. Cody's pretty good at playing these giveaways. You guys know that? And so he gets into them pretty consistently. Look at that. He got in. Pretty good. Okay. So that is the Mark giveaway. It is Red Eyes Black Dragon. How cool is that? Hard to pull. Daniel Petit, he says, get me into that Primal Clash. Yes, sir. Not to be confused with Dylan. Batier. I might have to put into the 75. I might have put into the $75 Pikachu some time ago, but we need to verify his Venmo is just terrible now. So the Pikachu would have been purchased just a couple nights ago. Actually, I think it would have been purchased in a daytime stream, if I'm not mistaken. We can look at it, though. Here it is. Yeah, it would have been just a couple days ago, like 2 or 3 days ago. It's very, very recent. In fact, it might have been just as little as 2 days ago, in fact. It should have been as short as 2 days ago. So I don't think it was you. I would have remembered if it was you. You weren't in that stream. All right, wow. Having some cold water makes a huge difference. I love having my drink. My juicy juice. Let's see what else we got going on. So tonight's been interesting. Tonight we've had a couple big orders. We have one here from Mr. Brett Love. He says 2 live customs, 1 pack of Pokemon Mega Evolution, 1 English Sandstorm Break, 1 Ascended Heroes. All right, you got it. So here's an Ascended Heroes. Here's a Mega Evolution. Here's a spot in the Sandstorm. Sandstorm, 4 spots left, everybody. That's a good one, Brett. That's one I would want to be in. I really want to know what gets pulled out of there. You know, I want to get some good pulls out of those Sandstorms. Such a big fan of that particular pack. It's so underpriced for what you get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 Chads, including Mr. Chad, in the Sandstorm pack. We need 4 more. It's pricey. But you know, what you could pull out of there could be very pricey too. That's the trade-off. So Ascended Heroes and Mega Evolution and 2 live customs. Let's get it. Let's see, am I missing anything else? Get those 2 live customs. So I hope you pull something out of here. Let's see what we got. Jim Breaks. I'm still trying to reconcile Venmo orders. Yeah, Venmo's a pain in the butt. There you go. Freaking Venmo. What do we got? Ponko. And no super luck this time. I'm sorry, man. Those live customs are pretty crazy because sometimes they pay out a huge pull. Sometimes they eat up all your money. So live customs, they're a very fast way to take a big shot at something. Let's take a look at Mega Evolution and Ascended Heroes. All right, here goes. We have 70 people in the room. Welcome, guys, to the late night stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist, back at it again. 7 years strong. We're at the beginning of March. Perfect weather today, by the way. I don't know how your guys' weekend was, but mine was pleasant. You know what Kirsten and I did? We got all dressed up and went to the Chinese buffet. It's ran by 3 people. The dad, the mom, and their kid. That's the whole Chinese buffet in Lake of the Ozarks. 3 people run it. And it was perfect. It was so delicious because they had just opened. Oh, man, I wish that was like an all-tart or something. You got Mega Obama Snow. There you go, Mega Obama Snow. I'm going to toss in a bonus card for you, Mr. Brett. I like your orders. You play some big orders, man. So you're going to get some card insurance. How about that? We were talking about insurance earlier. Let's give him a bonus card. Live customs have been tough tonight. Yeah, I agree. Let's get you a little backup pull. How about that? All right, so I want you to have a card that could potentially grade into a nice 10. Here's an Ampharos. Here's a Samurott. Here's a Lapras. Okay, and here's a Virizion. So there you go, 9, 10, Jack, Queen. Pretty good. So those are some bonus Brett pulls. Brett, I promise those are all gradable. And they have a very good shot at a 10. All of them do. Here it is. Those are XY era poker cards. That's what they are. They're from XY. So they're a little bit old. We are. Oh, man, I'm having major neck pain. Crazy. Pain in the neck. There you go. Ooh. Ha-ha. Good. 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 Put this here. And let's go grab your bag. Mr. Brett. Love to see it pulled. That Lapras is cool. Have you sold much of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? In fact, we have. For Magic the Gathering, we do not normally manage to sell a lot. Usually it sells pretty slow. Like, we do not have the biggest Magic following. And despite that, there have been some pretty good sales on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set. We got a whole case of it. You want to see? I'm going to show this to you guys, because I don't know if everybody does this when they sell you product. But let me show you this. Now look at this. I got you guys a nice sealed case of it. Look at that. That's a sealed case. That's what it looks like. That's what a sealed case looks like. So we got, obviously the first box is out. That's what we're opening. Somewhere in here is some kind of master pull probably, because that's probably how they do it. Probably one big pull per case. Like, seriously big pull, right? So I'd love to open more of those. But I'm going to go put this to the side. So, you know, everybody who sells their stuff on a rip and ship might not be acquiring their product that way. They might be spending a little less money to get the cheaper individual boxes. All right. Any big hits? We have a rule that we don't talk too much about that, but basically there's probably still a big hit, okay? All right. How much for a box of TMNJ? Ooh, a whole box, huh? That's a good question. Let me have a sip. Oh, man, that's so good. I didn't realize I was so thirsty until I started drinking. Oh, man, I wish my neck wasn't hurting so bad. So, let me think about it. I think your question could be better phrased as, is there a discount for buying a whole box? It looks like a whole box would be $552 normally. How about, instead of 552, how about 500 and wait, that's not right. Hold on. I did that wrong, didn't I? No, I didn't do that wrong. So how about 520? How about a small gym break with the deck 3 test run? I would like to do that. We need more people in deck number 3. You guys got to donate some cards to deck 3. Get your name in there so everyone knows your name. Don't you want people to know who you are? Look at Jaded. Jimmy Torres, Ivan Rodriguez, William Wafter, Patrick Gibbs, Austin Albert, Nicholas Pacheco, switch, draw. There we go, see? Where's my moon beyond? 520 for a box is really good. Is it actually? Wait a second. Before you send in for that, I hate that he told me that, by the way. I hate that he told me that. But has it changed in price over time? Has it shot up in price? I didn't even consider that. Did he just inform me that the boxes are much more expensive now? Let's see. Teenage. It didn't occur to me that it's a hit and that we don't want to sell through a whole box of it that fast. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. So that is not the price. Unfortunately, the product has gone way up in price. That is what has happened. Oh, no. Has it? Hold on. We had it sorted by high price. Ah, there we go. Okay. So the price is going to change, though. So forgive me, but it is going to change. He just informed me that the price is wrong. So we have a nice case of it where nothing serious has been pulled. Oops, hold on. I didn't want to know that. I can't believe you told me that. No, I'm kidding. Now, actually, who told me that? It was, who was it that told me that? That was Tyler. Tyler, I'm putting you in the giveaway today. So the price of the booster pack for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to change a little bit. It's apparently doing well, that means. It's going up. All right, so under the Ninja Turtles, it will jump from $46 to $52. Wow. So the product's already changed kind of a lot. And we're going to adjust it on the website as well in a minute here. He said that because that price would have been under, like, the market price even. But that's not normally how we sell. There you go. All right, there it is. The card market is the craziest I've ever seen it. Well, I wouldn't say it's the craziest I've ever seen it, because we've seen this happen before with Magic the Gathering, whether Pokemon was doing well or not. I think what's going on with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is everyone's delightfully surprised by how good they are. So everyone's discovering how nice they are. All right, so we cannot do $5.20 per box of them. So we have adjusted the price pack upward, actually. Oh, what the hell? So it looks like instead of that, we can do $600 per box, okay? So that would be the offer if you're buying a whole box. Here's Cody Sebring, and he says English OP14 times 2. All right, let's get these out of the way. I hadn't considered that it had done that. So, oh, what's this? We need a new box. What are your thoughts on GameStop Power Packs? They're not as good as our breaks. That's the truth. They're not as good. I promise you they're not as good. But, you know, the Power Packs are no different than Dick's Sporting Goods mystery slab packs. Everybody's into mystery slab packs. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that booster packs are overpriced. So the secondhand market's adapting and saying, well, look, we can get you a better price on an already graded 10. So that's what's going on. So they're looking for that profit margin where there's, you know, where there's expected value to be had. You open it up and you think you're getting a good value because you're so used to getting hosed by the Pokemon booster packs. All right, so, wow, I just drank the whole water bottle. So, Cody, the 2 English OP14s. I actually have to go get a fresh box. I'll be right back. Ultimately, if you want my thoughts, I personally believe you're not going to get your best value from GameStop when it comes to Pokemon product. I stabbed myself because they have a corporate structure. Their card shop is a corporation. And the problem with buying your Pokemon cards from a corporation is the corporation needs to pay the CEO millions of dollars. I'm the CEO of this channel. I'm not paid millions. I wish I was. I'm not paid anything like that. So the CEO gets paid millions. Then they got corporate bobblehead office workers. You got the top guys, right? The executives. They all got to be paid almost $1 million or more. You're paying all of that. That's how much profit they're making off of you with the power packs. So you're getting ripped off. You're getting ripped off. I guarantee you you're getting ripped off with those. Okay, you ready? Now, regular card shop, they don't have any of that. They don't have shareholders. They don't have a CEO who makes millions. They don't have executives they got to pay. They don't have a district manager. They don't have a store manager. And they probably do have like a general, well, I should say there's a store owner at least. Right, there's a store owner. But then they just got employees. Most card shops is a store owner and employees, and that's it. So the card shops are always able to sort of offer you a better deal ultimately because they don't have the corporate structure. They don't have to pay the shareholder a 7 to 15% return on value. They don't have to do that. And since GameStop does have to do that, they have to find a way to hose you down. That's how it works. Here's Crocodile. Wow, nice, dude. Crocodile, who has the sand power, and Boa Hancock, who has the boobies power. Wow. All right, there we go. I run something similar with tag slabs because they come in sealed packs. Yeah, and so all these rip and ships, all of these small card shops, they're able to host better mystery packs because they don't need as much profit. That's just a fact. And how much do you think that GameStop has to pay just the software developers who run that website to make sure you can't cheat at it? They got to run security guys, software engineers. How much does a software engineer cost? Sometimes hundreds of $1,000s per engineer. They got to pay for all of that. How are they paying for that? How are they paying for the software engineer to make that website and keep it from being hacked? Because it can't be hacked, because that could be disastrous for them. So how are they running the software engineers, probably a whole team of them? How are they running the manager for the software engineers, the project manager, everybody involved in that, the security? How are they running the CEO? How are they running the executives for GameStop? It's because they're hosing you down. That's the only way to do it. That's what's going on. They probably have like a crazy profit margin on those items, but you can't see it because it's all manipulated. They're like, yeah, this card's worth 500, bro. You know, and that's going to be a problem, in my opinion. That's going to be a problem that holds back GameStop from ever becoming a great card shop. There's no way around it. Small card shops like us over here, we can run a very honest break. Here's a little Charizard with the little premium baked in. And you can see all the is super uncomplicated. There's no software involved. I don't have to pay an engineer to create like a pretty animation on your laptop. So you don't have to pay for that. It's just the card and a little premium, and that's it. So your odds, even though this is structured very differently from GameStop, even though this is structured differently, this is more value for you because there's no hidden fees inside of it that you don't understand. They have to sell you the power packs in a way that you don't understand. You're slowly getting hosed down by them. GameStop close to me, shut down. I don't hate GameStop, by the way. It's just that their actual product, which was selling video games, is obsolete. And so they can change their name, I guess, to CardStop or something. But isn't it a little bit embarrassing? It's not a good look that their name was GameStop, and they're effectively now just a glorified Pokemon card shop. Like, bro, what happened? They need to go out of business and be sold to private, like a private owner. They need to be taken private so that they don't owe the shareholders anything. That will actually save GameStop. Yo, okay, here's Eevee. But I don't know, maybe they'll hang on for dear life. I don't know what'll happen. Here's Bulbasaur. Here's Electros. Mr. Rip and Flip says, but only one winner and 5 losers. Here we are. Yeah, but it's actually the same idea as the mystery pack being sold by GameStop, and I can show you that if you don't believe me. Here it is. So the way GameStop has to do it, it's exactly the same over here. So GameStop has to make $100. And I have to make $100. We're both looking to make $100. We're both looking to make $100 of profit, right? And the difference is they're going to make you spend, I don't know how much you have to spend, like $50 or something. So you have to buy their power pack for like $50. And I'm going to make you buy a spot, whatever, in the Charizard for $40. So I'll just call it a break for $40. Right? And so you spent money in both channels, right? And what's going on is then they're going to feed you back like a $35 slab. And I'm going to feed you back $0. So you're going to miss on my slab. So over here, you feel like you're doing well because you got a $35 slab at least, and over here you lost $40. But the truth is, you actually did just lose $15 over here. You lost $15. You're down 15. And then what they have you do is sell it back to them, and you actually just keep playing until you have the same outcome. It's 15 minus, 15 minus, 15 minus. At some point, you're down $40 or worse. In the meantime, what are they doing with that $15 that they're earning off of you? Well, eventually they make $100 like this. So eventually they make the $100, and then they probably pay out a $50 slab or something like that. So they go, okay, here's the $50 slab. Or maybe after a very long time of making people miss, they hand out something crazy like a $5,000 slab. It's virtually the same as a slot machine. Our system's a little bit different. So yes, 5 people miss, 1 person hits for 40 bucks, but the total loss is actually lower than what's going on over here. Because every time you hit this $35 slab, you got a slab you don't want, and you got to sell it back as a loss. You end up losing more than 40 anyways in the long run, thinking you're going to hit this $5,000 slab. So I feel like theirs is a little more disingenuous. They float the $5,000 slab in front of you, and in no time at all, you've lost quite a bit more than 40. And over here, the odds and all that are very simple. The loss taken by the group is like $200, I think, and then one guy walks away with the whole slab. So the loss per hit is a more generous outcome than what you'll have over here. The loss per hit, this is where it'll be uneven with me. The loss per hit, I guess, I don't know if that's even a term, but loss per hit, over here it has to be a really high profit margin. So they have to make a lot of money. So their loss per hit is going to be pretty big in order to, again, pay for a multi-million-dollar CEO, to pay for the executives, to pay for the software engineers, to pay for the website servers, all of it. What do I have to make? Not very much. So I don't have to pay for any of that overhead or employees or anything. It's just me. So you cannot see that people are taking huge losses over here over time. You can't see it, but it's baked in. I promise it's baked in. I don't know if that made a lot of sense, but yeah. Put the cards in the bag, bro. Mister, I'll battle you in a gym break. Yeah, would you like to? Mister, I don't believe GameStop has ambitions of becoming a card shop. In fact, I believe they're just trying to cover their losses from a failed video game store. Oh, you think that they're just trying to get an exit pathway? Is that what you're saying? The smart move is keep all your hits from the power packs and holds, says Rip and Flip. If I were you, if you wanted to do something smart, because you used the word smart, so I'd like to put my input in. If you want to be smart, you won't buy a single power pack from GameStop ever. They will never be structured in any other way than to pay out their CEO millions of dollars and to pay their shareholders. That's how they're structured. Let me look it up for you. How much does the CEO of GameStop make? Let's see. Let's see. So it looks like he's paid in stock. A new pay package for the CEO, Ryan Coheen, worth roughly $35 billion, contingent on an aggressive turnaround. So he's being paid in stocks, essentially, and it's an actually extremely large payout. I don't really know how to configure that in my mind. Here, let's take a look at the orders while we're talking about it. So we do have an order over here from Mr. Javier Arroyo. Hey, thanks for your patience, Javier. 2 spots in the Sandstorm. Ooh. 2 spots in Primal Clash, and 1 live custom with store credit. Here we are. Let's see. So, Javier. He's not paid in Pokemon? Yeah, he's not paid in Pokemon. So, let's start by finding your card. Apparently, he's got an extremely generous pay package, but it depends on him getting the stocks to be profitable. So he has to make sure that the shareholder or whatever is making money because the company's cash flowing positive. And if he does that, he owns a bunch of the stock. He is the shareholder. He is the shareholder. There it is. And I read in a CNN article the payout would be $35 billion. So I don't know what to think of that. It almost seems too good to be true. It seems like too much. All right, so let's do a little math here, Mr. Javier. Let's make sure this all adds up real fast. Okay, so minus 140, and then minus 14, and then minus 25. So it says here you have $14 left over. Is that right? Oh no, you asked for 2 spots in Primal Clash. Perfect. So it all balances out. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Okay. He is the market cap. Mr. How rare is the black label? It's extremely rare. So you can put in a big submission to Beckett, and not even one card will get the black label. So it's extremely rare. That's why it sells for so much money. Yeah, but so unless you love to listen to numbers and mathematical theories and all that kind of stuff, we can make it really simple. When it comes to GameStop, when you buy their cards, you have to pay the salary of the CEO and all the executives and the district manager and all the overhead, and the shareholder has to be paid out. That's what you're paying for. When you buy from a small card shop or even just a regular large card shop, all you pay for is the shop owner and the employees. That's it. So no matter how you slice and dice it, your losses are lower in a regular card shop than in GameStop. GameStop, they use mechanisms like power packs to hide from you the fact that you're gambling at a very bad rate. So they use a lot of manipulation there. Ready? So I would never buy one of those. I would buy maybe a mystery pack from like a card shop. So this is going to be 2 of these. After he explains the odds, of course. Anybody that doesn't have to explain the odds, I don't like that at all. 2 of these. All right. Like your odds here are actually very reasonable. 1 in 6 is incredibly low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not incredibly low. That's not the right word. Your odds are incredibly high that you might actually pull it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that Sandstorm pack split, man. PokeRev, just kidding. Even PokeRev might be more generous than GameStop. Even PokeRev. I don't know unless he reveals his pull rates and all that, and they're honest, but even PokeRev is probably less greedy than GameStop. GameStop will always have to be more greedy than every other card shop. Always. Until they go out of business and they get purchased privately. But all right. I have a conspiracy. I believe PSA outdamaged cards that they have in there. Oh, you got a boom. Ah, man, it's roughly. I thought maybe that'd be a hit. You got a conspiracy about PSA? What? If I had a nickel every time somebody told me PSA is nefarious, and then they turned around and graded with PSA and bought PSA slabs anyways, I would have a couple nickels. So that's from you, Mr. Javier. 1 little cute little birdie. Let's see. Anyone setting for the last spot in Primal? His packs were good, but they changed recently. There we go. I don't know. I've never bought one. But here's another example of another company I would never, ever, ever buy their mystery packs. The company that does the power packs or whatever at Walmart. Same deal. Those guys, they have to pay probably for a company to assemble those. They have to pay to get on the shelf at Walmart, and they have to pay for the plastic box and all this other stuff. And then they don't truly reveal your odds. At least there's not like an agency that goes in and tests that the odds really are what they claim, if they even claim an odd. But then they show you like a picture of Shining Charizard on the front of it. You know, it's a bunch of bull crap. Right over here, right in front of your eyes, you see the exact odds, and you see the exact number of custom booster packs come out. It's a very good system. And that's what we love about it. Been going for a long time. It's been a successful thing. eBay packs are a scam. Amazon mystery packs too. How many spots left in the pack break? Should be 1 spot left in Sandstorm. And is it true there was 1 spot in Primal? All right, let's see what's next. I didn't actually remember counting Primal. Did I count Primal and I didn't think about it? 2 in Sandstorm? Oh, maybe there's 2 in... Let me count it for you guys. Hold on, give me a second. Let me count it for you guys. So this is Sandstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's right. It's 2 in Sandstorm. All right, 2 spots left in the Sandstorm, everybody. How much for Sandstorm? $70. It's a big break. It's a big vintage pack. Roaring Skies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 1 spot on that. All right, very good. Not worth getting in. You talking about the Sandstorm? Sandstorm's good, man. Maybe you mean Primal. How will AI affect TCG? That's a great question. Maybe they'll be able to print a lot more artworks very quickly. Maybe AI will help you make better decisions on what you think the odds are better at. Yeah, I don't know. Will they start using AI for art? They probably already are. It's worth it, in my opinion. So, what do we got next? Here's me talking to you. Let me go grab some slabs to put up on the table. So, how's it going, guys? We got to get more people in that. Oh, is this more Mickey Mouse? We got some Mickey Mouse cards here. I got to do something with these Mickey Mouses. Put that Mickey Mouse over there. Service a la carte. All right. Cute. Somersault dive pristine, huh? We got a pristine 10 on this. You should do more of these late night streams. These are the best. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Mister, you said I get a spot in the giveaway. Yes, I did. Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? I put it somewhere. Oh, it's in the center. I assumed it was on the left or the right, so my eyes looked there first. All right, here you go, Tyler. You made me aware that there was a price change, a significant price change, on the value of the Magic the Gathering Teenage Mutant Ninja packs. If anyone else helps me out that way from time to time, we'll toss you up there as well. So, by the way, Cody Hodges, you should be doing that. Cody Hodges, you should be checking my menu because you hang out a lot. So here is the Mega Howlucha pristine, huh? Something tells me we're not going to get it sold at a pristine price. All right, so Howlucha. His number's what? 229. All right. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? You guys think that the GameStop power packs are good? I personally avoid them because I think they're more like horrible. I would rank them at the bottom. Here we are. The software's good. I can understand how it might be like addicting. That part's probably obvious, but in terms of value given to the consumer, how can they give value to the consumer when they have this business structure that requires them to extract so much money out of you in profits? They shouldn't be able to offer you a very good deal. Here we are. It shouldn't be. Oh, wait. Now, wait a second. That's the PSA 10 price. Hold on. That is not going to be the pristine price. My bad. The whole point of the pristine is that it costs more. All right. So here is a pristine 10 for $240. I'll just hold these if they never sell. You never put me in a giveaway, and plus you owe me a TCG slab that a guy never sent to me. I'm not saying to feel sorry for me. Wink. Honestly, those GameStop power packs aren't any different than the ones on eBay. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true that they're not any different than the ones on eBay. Each power pack, mystery slab, whatever, has some sort of internal mathematical calculation deciding what your actual odds are, whether you can see it or not, or whether they're telling the truth about it or not. Because I assume some of them probably don't bother telling you the truth, because how could you ever test it? You can't test it. And so, oops, if the odds were not really what they were, oops, who would ever know? And so the eBay one could actually be more generous if there's an eBay one. I've never seen the eBay one. GameStop could be more generous. We don't know which one's most generous. But there is one thing we do know about GameStop, and that is they need to make an F ton of money to pay for a corporate structure for a card shop. And I just don't think it's viable. I don't think a corporate structure for a card shop is viable. It shouldn't be. Because card shops are going to be, since it's always running in a secondhand market, card shops are always undercut by a smaller card shop with fewer people working in it. That's the nature of it. So how can it survive? Here's Javier Arroyo. One spot in the Primal Clash. Here you go, man. So their product's cool, but how long before a smaller, sleeker company with a catchier name or a more charismatic owner who's better at social media comes in and says, hey, don't bother with GameStop. We got you covered, baby. Come buy our mystery packs. And then they hire a team of engineers and make a similar website. And at that point, they go, well, we don't have a CEO to pay. We don't have executives to pay. We don't have to pay for, You know, all these stupid business, all these stupid physical locations. We don't have to do any of this stuff. No overhead. No overhead. Well, at that point, they should be beaten. All right, that's Javier finishing off the Primal Clash. Let's get it open. So that's my expectations for the future of GameStop being Cardstop. I think it's a very bleak future for them. I could be wrong, but I think it's probably a pretty bleak future for them, and they're kind of betting on your inability to see how they're extracting money from you in the power packs. They're like, okay, these guys don't get it, so we can do it with the power packs. They don't get it. It could also change very rapidly if there's ever regulation of mystery booster packs, slab breaks, all this stuff, you know, because it's very similar to like a, it's like in this gray area, you know. Actually, you know, I was walking around Lake of the Ozarks today, and I went into this bar I'd never been into, and it was full of games. And it had these slot machine-like games in the bar. And I'm like, how are these legal? I don't understand. Is it a casino or not? I assume those slot machine games, because I've seen them at the gas stations too. I've seen them at the vape shops. I assume they pay out store credit. Is that right? Can anyone here tell me if that's right? I've never played on one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They're at gas stations. They're at bars. Are those real slot machines? What are those things? You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Cole Kokoschke? What? It's Cole Kokoschke. It's been a while, Cole. We miss you, Cole. You ever going to come back? Cole, come back and hang out with us. I'm so lonely, Cole. It's cold in here. It's cold and I'm lonely. What are the breaks? What'd I miss? Overnight died, fell like the good old days. Overnight died. I'm not dead. The Pokemon stream survives. It's been going real steady, actually. Probably like pull tabs, some credit they can change for cash. Pull tabs. The ones around here pay real money. All right, but does anyone have those slot machines and they don't pay real money? What are they? Give me a number. Give me a number. When you see a slot machine at the bar, they aren't playing for money, but using currency provided they're there in order to redeem a free beer and other amenities. Oh, okay. So that's why I assumed. So it's a slot machine, but it's legal because it's not money for money. It's money for product, isn't it? Is that what it is? Wow. It's kind of crazy, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it? So that was Mr. Dillon choosing the number. All right. And here's Primal Clash, everybody. All right, so that's a big thing in society right now. You know, you got sports betting is on the rise, and every single shop has these dang slot machines, but they're not true slot machines. They're what? A slot machine for store credit? Very interesting. All right, we got Pat Gibbs, Mr. Pat. Cole is an OG like CS man. Ooh, Lanoon. All right, so Pat will pick up a Lanoon. Sent for the Sandstorm break. There's one spot in the Sandstorm break, everybody. One spot left. Pull tabs are like scarf-offs. I don't know what pull tabs are. Here's Javier Arroyo. You're picking up one of the uncommons, Mr. Javier. The Brava. Very nice. I know you have 3 in here, so I'm going to set this one to the side, okay? Mr. Chad pulling an uncommon. Shrine of Memories. Ooh. Shrine of Ex-Girlfriend Memories. I have a new theory I bet you're one of the few people that will benefit from. I see rich people investing in Pokies like painting is very interesting. Not sure if you've seen this unfolding. What? You think rich people are investing in Pokemon cards? I don't think so. Here's Shazam! Ryan Shapiro. So he is the rare. Congratulations, Ryan. That is the rare. And now we must place this over here. Thank you, Ryan. And now this will be the reverse holo, correct? So that's Pat Gibbs. Oh, Mr. Pat, you shouldn't have. Congratulations, Mr. Pat. All right, we'll find out what they pulled in a minute. Let's hand out the commons. Ryan Shapiro. All right, Ryan. Dynamo. I think it's a lot of people. Like, you know, when GameStop got into doing these power packs, and around that time, PSA started actually buying up the slabs off the market because, you know, a GameStop had to have some method of acquiring slabs, some large systematic method. So I believe they requested that PSA should buy them for them. So when that occurred, we all saw a price uptick in Pokemon cards. Why? Because you got this corporation buying all the cards to sell it back to you at a higher price. They go, okay, now you can buy it from us now that we bought a bunch of them. So that jacked the prices up, and then you got a bunch of people buying those power packs going, yippee, I've got such a good thing going on. All right, you got Rhyhorn. But what you're really doing is now you're competing with the corporation for Pokemon cards, the same way you compete with the corporation for a house. Used to be you just competed with the guy like me for cards. I'm just some dopey guy, right? I don't have bazillions. GameStop does have bazillions. They can pull out huge corporate loans, and they can buy up the market and then make you buy it back from them in the form of a power pack. And so we see the prices go up because of that demand, and we all think it's really, really good. But it's not necessarily good. It's like what I've been saying. You can't truly see how devious it is unless you could see their internal numbers. There you go, Daniel Petit. You're picking up Tentacool. So yes, the price of Pokemon cards did go up because there's a new mass buyer in the market competing with you for the very cards that you love. And that mass buyer buys all the good ones using PSA. And then they say, don't worry about it. Buy some of our power packs. We'll give you a chance. Here's Dylan Cranfield. And you're like, oh, wow, I have a chance? It's kind of like if a corporation could buy all the houses up and then make you play the lottery to try and win a house. But it's slated against you. The house wins. And then they take their profits to do what? Buy more houses. So it's that term. You've probably heard that term. Money flows from the poor to the rich over time because they create systems like that. That's what they do. That's what they specialize in. They create systems like that. We are. All right. And I do that too, actually. I'm not, you know, I'm not, but I'm just a small guy running a card shop. We know each other personally. We talk to each other. I'm like a real person. GameStop's an entity. And those guys, they don't want to make like retirement living. They want to make like money to go retire in Monaco. That's what kind of money they want to make. So they're greedy. They're hella greedy. They're way more. They're like 1%ers kind of greedy. Here you go, Mr. Javier Chinchao. His pay package is $36 million if he manages to make the company cash flow positive or return like a good return on investment for the shareholder. So again, it's not the same. It's not the same. So if you're buying power packs, you're just assisting, GameStop, which was supposed to sell games. You're assisting them in creating their own monopoly in the Pokemon card market. And then you're like, I can't buy anything. I wonder why. All right, let's put this in your bag. So no hit this time, but don't these look good? They look so good, man. The XY era is so cool. There's so many artworks that we didn't really get to appreciate because they're from a little while ago. All right, and let's appreciate them now at least. Still salty you didn't go kayaking with me in the lake. What? What do you mean? Mister, I'm feeling intellectual today. Please read my last comments. I smoked Zaza just to give you this opinion. All right, let's hear it, Mike. Let's see. Funkoland, GameStop failed because they refused to go digital, just like the Tower Recordings and Toys R Us, Target, Kmart, Walmart. They all adapted and started selling online. It's not that they failed to go digital, but it's more like when gaming goes digital, GameStop is out of business. So they didn't fail to go digital. GameStop doesn't produce anything. EA Games produces games. GameStop just resells it to you at a higher price. They're literal like, they're just day traders for video games. That's all they are. They give you a nickel for your valuable video game, and then they resell it for 20 bucks. They're like parasites almost. We all know this about GameStop. It was really bad. That model went away because now they just sell digital games. All right, here goes. Yeah, they don't have anything to sell digitally. They don't make anything. Oh, that is so good. Look at that. Look at that, man. Ah, look at that. Ryan Shapiro, Kingdra Ancient Trait Card. Holographic. Wow. Super awesome. Love it. Yeah, they don't have anything to sell. They don't produce a good for you. Like a farmer actually does something that benefits you. A farmer, he goes out and he grows a crop. What does GameStop do? It buys your game for a nickel and then sells it to some other guy for $25. That's what GameStop does. They never produced anything ever. They never made a game. They never produced a game. And now the game producers, the people who actually deserve to make the money off of their video game that they made, they found a way to cut GameStop out. They said, we don't need you taking all this money from our customers. So they said, we'll just sell it digitally. And GameStop has no answer to that because they don't actually do anything of value. Oh, it's a double hit. Woo! All right. Wow, what a pack, man. That was Kingdra and Gorobus, and they're both ancient trait cards. That's like 2 hits in 1 pack. Wow, I'm loving that. Congratulations, Mr. Pat. Let's grab your bag. Wow. All right, I'm not going to lie, Pat. I can see that this one's a little off center, though. So this one's not going to grade 10 no matter what, but it's still really beautiful. There you go. Okay, true, mister. Second question, how would you define the word scalper, and do people even use it? So I do think that the term scalper came from, like, you know, like they would produce a really cool, like the Nine Inch Nails show that just went off in St. Louis. They'll make a really nice concert. There's a finite number of seats. Some guy buys all the tickets with all of his cash. He's got a big credit card. So he just buys them all up, and then he forces you to pay double. That's scalping. And so scalping still kind of occurs with Pokemon, but it's kind of a natural occurrence too. So there's not enough product to meet demand, but then there's a bunch of fat 35-year-olds like myself who go out there and they buy all the product with the hopes of selling it online, and this creates the same effect as a monopoly on the concert tickets. So it's not one scalper buying all the products out there, but it's like an army of scalpers buying all the products. So it's a sort of you know, de facto or natural scalping environment where there's just not enough products. Pokemon can fix it though. That's how it's not truly like the concert problem. All Nintendo has to do is print way more Pokemon cards. You can't print more concert seats because the size of a stadium is static. It doesn't change. 500 seats. They can't just add 500 more seats. Pokemon can print more products, so Pokemon can fix it. The scalper problem will be no more in the future, but it is very annoying. You have to admit it. And then, you know, you got GameStop buying up all the rare cards and then selling it back to you at a profit. So that's annoying too. So they're like a corporate scalper. And when you buy power packs, you actually help them with that. You help a corporation make whatever, $35 million for the CEO when you buy power packs. And it's never going to have the same value, expected value that you could get from a small card shop. It'll never be the same. You could get lucky though at GameStop. You still could. It's just they have to squeeze you harder. That's the only way they're going to pay that guy. All right, let's get a new pack. You've heard me say it a bunch of times now, but I know it's true. I know that that's how it has to work ultimately. I know I can make the profits of a small card shop and be okay. GameStop cannot do that and be okay. They'll go out of business. They have to squeeze you. They have to rip you off or go out of business. One way or another. Here we are. All right. Just like they used to back in the good old days. Back when they bought your game for a nickel and sold it to the next guy for 40 bucks. They have to do that with Pokemon now. Okay. What do we got? Oh, I better make a link in our Discord server that says the pack break went off. Maybe I should mention the pack break to Mike's side. It was a cool one. Did you guys like that one? That one was cool. So we'll say Primal Clash 114. All right. And then we'll go up to the links channel. and put in one of these. Primal Clash Pack has double hits. 115 minutes. Ah, man, my neck is hurting like crazy, man. I got some crazy neck pain. Okay, I got to find who has the oldest order, because now we've got a queue of people. Let's find out who it is. Ripping off is the American dream. Maybe. I mean, everyone wants to make money. I don't fault people for wanting to make money. So that's a 10-minute-old order. This one is about 10 minutes, and this one's about 2 minutes old. So this is the oldest order. Rafael Gonzalez, he says 1. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You got it, man. Where did it go? Here it is. So here is apparently a product that's going up in price. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Magic. Super cool. Isn't GameStop buying a bunch of rare cards a good thing for you? Now your rare cards are worth more. It's good for me, a fat guy in his 30s who already had a bunch of good cards. Who is it bad for? Normal people, everybody. So like 99% of people, it's bad. For the one guy who was already sitting on most of the good cards, it's good. But for everyone else, it's a bad deal. So you're right. GameStop buying up slabs helps me out. And for all the normal people who want to go collect cards, you get to buy them back from GameStop at a crazy profit gouge kind of situation. Again, they have to do it that way, or they don't have a profitable enough structure to keep their corporate business alive. It's a corporation, so they have to make 15% for the shareholder, or else. Or else the shareholder sells all the stocks. Here's High Flying Ace. Ragamuffin Raptor. Bebop. By the way, have you guys seen these? These are amazing. Bebop Warthog Warrior. Manhole Missile. Raphael Tough Turtle. Shredder's Technique. Lita Little Orphan Amphibian. Michelangelo Mutant BFF. Great. Here's Path of Ancestry. Planes. There's bananas on that pizza. Sally Pride Lioness Leader. Dawn and Raph Hard Science. Wow, I love the design of these. Game Over. Whoa, Donnie's Bow. The bow staff. And Southwind Avatar. Okay, here's my perspective on this pack. Your hit card is the Donnie's Bow card, but it's not holographic. So I believe this is what you would call a booster pack. Maybe the next one is hot, okay? All right, let's see. How about Game Over in the front? I always donate 85% of my paycheck to the Bill Gates Foundation. Dang, dude, isn't that guy creepy now? After all that stuff with the Epstein files? Is Michelangelo. He actually came out and admitted he was sleeping with the Russian hookers. Maybe he figured it was better to admit it than let it continue being like a conspiracy or something, or his word, their word. No, I didn't do that. That's tough. Actually, I did sleep with Russian hookers. Maybe he just wanted people to know he was that cool that he slept with Russian hookers or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's more like a different angle. Maybe he's like, I did sleep with them, but they were all over the age of 18. Scarier to admit you're a cheater than the other thing. Or less scary, I should say. Rafael Gonzalez, thank you so much, man. He's innocent. Oh, okay. 2 in the Tyranitar. Search foil game over is sick. I donate all my Hollows X's reverse bulk to kids in my city. Oh, that's cool. All right, so Breakthrough, by the way, is the new break. It's even got break in the name. And up next, we have an order from Edward Shelton. 5 Silver Tempest. If I get a better hit, could you swap it out? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so if you get a better hit than the current ones, we'll swap it out for you. He checked their IDs for sure. Yeah, exactly. The hookers slept with him. It's all how you word it. Those dang Russian hookers. They're probably working for the Mossad. All right, 5 of these. Very nice. I knew it. All right, let's start saying. Actually, there might have been, because apparently it really seems a lot like Jeffrey Epstein was a honeypot operation, huh? There we go. Where you draw in rich, nerdy guys who don't get any, they don't get laid. And then you say, I'll help you get laid. But you got to let me take a picture of you while you do it. Or something like that, you know what I mean? Woo! Throw this over here. And later, you're going to do me a favor. Here's Dewpider. Ooh. All right. And here's Anorith. Luckily, Mr. Epstein was not a Pokemon card collector. Pokemon cards are safe, everybody. Here's Venonat. We got Venonat, Worker, and Regieleki. Okay. Ba-doop. And finally, Mariani Superior. Ho, ho, ho. So what exactly is Logan Paul putting together, by the way? I heard he was putting together some kind of rip and ship thing himself, right? Something like, it's called like Rip It or something like that. Is that right? So I did not see an improvement in the pulls there, Mr. Edward. Just a tough round that time. I'm sorry, man. Let's grab your bag. Another scam. If he was a Poke collector, would the market drop? Maybe. Some people thought that the reason Bitcoin dropped was because it became clear that he was a big Bitcoin fan, and that turned some people off. That's what I heard anyways. That could just be some wrong speculation, but yeah, I mean, if he was like a huge Bitcoin lover, anything that guy touches is like nuclear waste. So you don't want your product intertwined with that guy's name. It's Cole Kokoschki. All right, he says 2 spots in breakthrough. I think I need a new bag. My old one probably got repoed. Yeah, I think it did a long time ago. We are. I don't think it had anything good in it, if I recall, though. I would remember if it had anything good in it. All right, you ready? It's all about starting anew, Mr. Cole. We're in the new season. Your old weapons did not carry over. Make sure I spell this right. It's nice to see you again, by the way. I hope life's going well. Ooh, it's hard to spell that last name. All right. So you are jumping in. Whew. Logan is starting up a scam. Mr. Wait, never mind, I guess. Put those in the binder. Oh, in the binder break. You're saying you wanted to donate some hollows to the binder break. I can do that if you really want me to. Ready? Let's grab this baggie. We're just going to reuse it so that we don't put more plastic in the ocean unnecessarily. That's up to 2 now. Breakthrough. It's not that expensive. You guys could finish Breakthrough in one sitting very fast. Here's Sarah Dusenberry. It's Princess Sarah. All right, Sarah. 2 live, 10 Poke Shuffle, 5 Phantasmal, 5 OP13 Japanese. You ready? So she says 2 live costumes. Went to a card show today. Everyone was talking about a dude who went around today and bought up all the PSA 10 vintage slabs from every table. Wild. Pretty crazy, man. Pokemon cards are crazy right now. 1, 2. All right, you got 2 black ones. Let's see if that's good luck. 1 and 2. Ah, it's not lucky this time. I'm sorry, Sarah. Those live customs, huh? They've been pretty spicy. 10 Poke Shuffles. So, you know the rules. With the Poke Shuffles, if you buy 10 of them, you're getting 1 for free. Poke Shuffles work that way. 1, 2, 3. It's actually a really popular thing, actually. Most people buy 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the free one. All right. Mister, I'm telling you. Tell me about it, Mr. Steven. Kim Kardashian is going to trade shows to find high-value cards, and other celebrities are doing the same thing. I'm telling you, mister. Yeah, I heard a couple people talking about that. Maybe she's just a mom, and Pokemon cards are the trending thing right now. I don't know. Oh, 2 hits? How about 3 hits? Nope, just 2. Not bad. 2 hits. I see Crobat and Xatu. I think the Xatu's a shiny Xatu. I don't remember the Crobat. I think the Crobat's cheap. Are you ready? So that's the Poke Shuffle. Let's see what she pulled. I can't find what she pulled because there's so many slabs in here, you can't even shuffle between them. Oh, here's the Xatu. He's kind of cool. So you're already up. The Xatu's $60. All right, how about that Crobat? And here is Crobat. Wow, not bad. I think it's just her son, Saint, that's into the Pokemons now. Here we are. Yeah, I don't think Kim Kardashian's like tripping over herself to get herself Pokemon cards. She's just a mom getting some Pokemon cards for her kids. It's not that crazy, is it? You don't think celebrities have kids that collect Pokemon? It's pretty normal stuff. Probably some of the money in the hobbies from those people. You know, they go, hey, I got some money. Mom, give me this expensive Charizard. All right, you're up. You can either keep them or re-roll them, or keep one or re-roll both of them. The good Charlotte Singer likes One Piece. Oh, my neck. I found a few beautiful Houndooms today, though. Finally, says Mr. Tyler. Wait, mister, I paid for 2 spots in the breakthrough, says Mr. Opticody. Mr. Opticody, it says, it said Roaring Skies because it's an old baggie, but we're recycling it. We're reusing the baggie. So you are going into breakthrough. Have no fear. I was just talking about how I didn't want to throw that baggie away because it would be a waste. That's all. Keep the Crobat, re-roll the Xatu. I have that one already. Really? All right, you got it. Miss Sarah. Well, let's see if we can get you real lucky on this guy. You never know. That $60 might turn into $100 somehow. So he's a cool card. He needs 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I meant Sandstorm, my bad. Yo, oh, okay, hold on. I got to look into that because that could mean Sandstorm is over, everybody. Okay, I got to look into that. Put this here. How long has everyone been watching? 6 years. Damn, dude, that's a long time. All right. Mr. Steven's been watching for a long time. Okay, you ready? Here goes. Okay. So we got a 1, 2, 3. Now, if it was $60, we're going to give you 11 cards. That's like 55, right? Pretty easy way to do 90%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whew. Oh, Light Suicune right away. Light Suicune. Oh, Ace Mudkip. I see how it is. Now you got Ace Mudkip and Light Pillow-Swine, not Suicune. Did I say Suicune? I'm a goof. Okay, now we see if anyone loves Pillow-Swine. So there's the Pillow-Swine. How about that Ace Mudkip? Where am I going to run into that? Ace Mudkip? That sounds like a poker card to me. Aha. The Ace of Spades Mudkip. All right, what are we doing here, Miss Sarah? That is $100. Wow. CGC is so bad. Troy Sunday overnight throwback. Cornrows, you know, if you're going to have that attitude about CGC, PSA is just always going to control the Pokemon card market. It really is just a perception thing. It's just like a brand loyalty thing. If everyone decides that they love PSA, PSA can put out all the crappy 10s that they want, and no one will bat an eye. But if you decide you don't like CGC, CGC will put out a crappy 10, and everyone will say, see, you can't buy CGC, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all, I'll keep both. It's all, okay, sounds good. It's all about perception and brand loyalty. And if you're blindly loyal to PSA, they get to charge more money and do a worse job. That's just how it is. I think a lot of people are waking up to that. They're realizing that this last month or so, that you probably ought to let there be a top 3, at least a top 3 grading companies. PSA would probably be one of those. Now, PSA owns BGS and SGC. So I say number 2 is CGC. That's the closest company to PSA. It is. Look at the numbers. So it's PSA and CGC. The third company, I don't know, maybe Tag. Maybe Tag. PSA owns SGC and PSA owns BGS. So you can't count them. They're already owned by PSA. All right, so that was your customs. Now, 5 Phantasmals and 5 Japanese OP13s. So first thing we need is more Phantasmal Flames. And let's see how we're doing over here. Oh my God, I love this music. At least CGC doesn't hold your cards for ransom. Yeah, so, you know, there were some big scandals recently, and people are realizing PSA having a total monopoly is not a good thing. So how do you stop them from having a total monopoly? You're going to have to change your views on what cards you're willing to accept. I am willing to collect CGC 10s. I got a really nice CGC 10 that you guys normally don't see, by the way. I want to show this to you. Sorry, Sarah, I'm going to show this off real fast, Sarah, and then we'll get back to your order. So there's a card I own. It's a nice CGC card. I got to show this to you guys. I was so happy when I bought it. I bought it for so little. I paid like, I think like $700 for it. I don't remember. And now it's probably worth like so much more. But you guys have already seen, did it work? Search for this. You guys have already, oh, here it is. All right. So check out this CGC 10 I own. There it is. Beautiful. And I bought this for nothing. It was so cheap. For Alligator, Dragon Frontiers, Reverse Hollow. And I didn't have to buy it. Maybe I could have said, oh, I'm not buying it. Look, my cost, $528. $528. What do you think that's worth? Probably $5,000 today. And if I'd been closed-minded to CGC, maybe I just wouldn't have bought that. But I'm not closed-minded. If I was closed-minded, why would I own these over here? Maybe you think only pristine 10s. Well, look at these. I got these two guys. They're way up. This guy's way up. This guy's way up. And this guy's way up. Oh, and also my Gold Star Torchic is way up. They're all up. So I've got CGC Gem 10s. I've got CGC Pristine 10s. And I got PSA 10s. I like PSA a lot too, just like you guys. But I'm not closed-minded. I'm never closed-minded. I think you got to be smart about it. You got to be open-minded. All right, let me go get the Phantasmal Flames. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. Fresh case of Phantasmal. Beautiful. Ta-da. There you go, Miss Sarah. Phantasmal sells, man. All right. PSA buybacks are crazy low. Of course, they weren't at the start, if you recall. They weren't at the start. During the early months of the buyback program, I once sold PSA just a non-hollow common Umbreon for like $120. It was so bizarre. I was like, is this real? And I was like, yep, it's real. They paid me. I got my cash out. I was like, damn, dude. And actually, when they did that, I feel like that was one of the first moments where I strongly felt like I better grade a lot with PSA. I was like, you better stick to PSA for now. And now their price is higher. Way higher. All right, let's see. They're the worst one. They're the most expensive. And their buyback's not so impressive anymore. Oh, man. I feel terrible, man. It's that Wagovi shot, man. All right. So here we go, Miss Sarah. Headaches and heartburn all day. Let's nip this. I'm okay. I've been dealing with some nerve pain. Just pulled one of the Chase Dragonites from Ascended Heroes. Ooh. I don't understand why people hate PSA so much. And yeah, that's all they ever want to buy. You can't be a hypocrite when you don't practice what you preach. Just shut up and put the cards in the bag. All right, let me shut up. I'm putting the cards in the bag. You are? Well, you saw I bought a couple CGC Rayquazas the other day. We just had one up on the table a second ago. We put one into the live customs, and then another guy bought one on Slab Away, and then we got a third one on the table for 400 right now. Did you guys catch that? I don't know if you guys all knew about that. That nice Rayquaza. He's ready. Where'd he go? Here he is. Okay. So we got this Marowak. We got Rayquaza. I mess with the CGC, man. Sableye, Dugong, Ambipom. I don't think it looks bad either. I think it looks nice. Here's Darmanitan, Granbull, Ambipom. Actually, I think what they ought to do, they ought to take their CGC 10 label and upgrade it to be gold too. The CGC 10 and the Pristine 10 should both be gold. Here's Boltund and Pomot. And here's Megalopunny. One hit, please. Come on, Phantasmal Flames. One hit. And here's Crocodile, Jigglypuff, Suicune. Someone regraded a PSA 5 and got a tag 9. Yeah, I've regraded some tag 8s and 9s and gotten a PSA 10 too. So it's kind of back and forth. It shows that the grading companies are very inconsistent in general. But PSA has this sort of grading thing going on where they drop your grade significantly if they think it's got like a bend in the card, like an actual bend, right? But the truth is some of those bends are just like a little bit of warping or something. That's all it is. So they'll drop your, if you got a bend in your card, it goes from 10 to 6 instantly. So they must have found a little scratch too or something, right? So a little bend and a little scratch. Tag must have just seen it and been like, that's not bent. And then they put it into their holder and they probably found the same scratch. That's how that happens, by the way. So PSA, I'm not always a fan of their grading, man. Sometimes their grading is ridiculous. Here's a holo. Not always. I think we've all seen that, though. I think almost everyone here has experienced an inconsistency with PSA 10s. And here's one holo. All right, no manga this time. No way, late night stream. What's up, man? Yeah, Saturday late night stream. That's right, Saturday late night stream. That's what we're doing right now. What do you guys think? Should we have a Sunday late night stream too? Saturday, Sunday? Go back to working on Sundays. Supposed to take Sundays off. All right, let's grab your box. Miss Sarah, her name is Sarah. I don't know. That was such an extreme thing, working 7 days a week. I've been doing 6 days a week for a while now. And going back to 7, it's like you're committing to a certain lifestyle. You're committing to something. It's sort of like you're going into the trenches a little bit. All right, bro, get ready for the trenches. That's what goes on mentally. You're like, the trenches. They call to me. Thank you, Sarah, for the big order. I really appreciate it. Who do we got next? What do we got next? Mister, I don't normally like AI, but I feel like it's time for AI to take over the PSA grading. They aren't biased. Heck, maybe they can make money by creating a machine at home where you can slab your own. Nah. They're not going to let you slab your cards at home under their brand because that would defeat the whole purpose of PSA grading. Take it easy. Just one late night. All right, that's it. 2 late nights. No, make it 3 late nights. That's it. We're doing late nights every day. 3 streams a day. Cody Sebring is next. Cody, Sandstorm break. Are you ready, everybody? Now, wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Was it Kolka Koshke who said he had bought 2 spots in there? Hold on. We got to look at that again. I forgot about this. No, Kokokoshke bought 2 spots in Breakthrough. He spent $28. So we did that part correctly. He scared me because I thought maybe I did it wrong. Okay. So the next order is Mr. Cody Sabering. Cody. How's it going, Mr. Cody? Thanks for being here. All right. Pack split. That's the last Rayquaza. The other one already went into slab away. Should be 1 spot in here, right? Have I looked into Anthropic? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, there's no way I'll support them. When I heard that they won't allow the government to do their military stuff, I was like, lame. I live in this country. I'm on this country's team. I want to win. But I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant on that subject. Maybe I didn't hear all the details. But, you know, I think I saw the doofy CEO come out. I was like, man, there's so many AI companies. Why why do I got to care about another AI company? I mostly just use ChatGPT anyways. I'm just going to keep using that. Can I get 10 Poke Shuffles? Mike Labara. Okay, here we are. Yeah, the government broke its ended, I guess, its contract with Cloud or something like that. Claude. The name sounds kind of like a gay French guy's name anyways. 1, 2, 3. I like ChatGPT. It's a nice name. ChatGPT. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. But I didn't like that. I didn't like to hear that the U.S. government had a contract with them and they wouldn't allow the U.S. government to use the AI, whatever, I guess for like war or something. Question, Mister, would you ponder the idea of servicing coin grading for us? We could certainly do that if we wanted to. Here goes, Mr. Michael. Boop. We got Crocorot. We got Crocodile. Charcadet. Sandcastle. Kecleon. Here's Clan Pearl. Palmy or something like that. Duskull. Is that his name? Duskull, Dusclops, Dustnor. I don't know this guy's name. Chenpao or something. Sandile. And Charmeleon. It's a cold round! Oh, I'm sorry, man. Michael, that's because Sarah just stole all the hits out of that box. Damn. Did you see Sarah earlier? She was sniping like a beast. I'm sorry, man. Citizen surveillance and drone targeting. I mean, look, I don't really want the government spying on me. With that being said, I already know the government's been spying on me. The government's been spying on me since Edward Snowden said, hey, the government's spying on you. And the truth of the matter is, I don't break any laws. I'm a normal guy. I'm not planning a terrorist attack. I'm not part of a radical group. I'm not paying my tax. I pay my taxes, and I don't break any laws. So if the government's looking for people who are looking to do a mass shooting of any sort of type, and maybe they want to use AI to do that, that's just where it's all heading. They're going to use AI at some point to look for that anyways. So I don't care. And I hope they do. I hope they find a mass shooter and stop him before he does a mass shooting. Okay, so I don't really care. They're going to release FedCoin at some point. It's going to track every porny you buy off the internet. Every time you wank off, it's going to know. They're going to track every single movement. The government's going to install cameras everywhere. The birds aren't real. You know, they already do that in the UK, by the way. They do that right now in the UK. So, listen, I don't break any laws. I don't do anything like that, and I don't care that much. Except that, obviously, it's very creepy to have, you know, the government surveil you, and it's creepy to think that the government has too much power. But that's where it's heading. It's just going to slowly slide that way. I guarantee you it will. And if they don't use Claude, they're going to use Poopy Stinky AI number 3 or Poopy Stinky AI number 2 or Poopy Stinky AI number 1. So I do not care. And the idea that they made a stand against the government didn't make me go, oh. Now I want to get on my knees for you, corporate slop AI machine. Here's Alexio Alvarez. Mr. I have a bag, 10 Poke Shuffles and 1 box of Chinese 151 collection. Are you ready? Okay, so 10 Poke Shuffles. Here it goes. They're going to release Fed coin and get rid of the dollar one day. They're going to tax you at 70% of your income. 1, 2, 3. Since the Patriot Act. Yep, that's right. Yep, they've been spying on us for a while. If they spied on me, they'd see some really, really sexy text messages between me and Karis. I almost said nasty, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because we get down and dirty. Ready? Lapard. Ooh. Paldean Whooper. Lanoon. Mook. Cryogonal. Man, this is some of the worst legendaries they've ever made. I think this is Myrodon. Haxorus. Ooh, that one's good. I like that one. Helioptile. Heliolisk. Zigzagoon. Slurpy. Perfy. Puffin. Slurpin. All right. Release the messages. You know that you don't have to live in extremes. Mr. doesn't understand that not breaking laws doesn't mean you let the government pillage your rights as a private citizen. I want the government to predict who's about to make the next terrorist attack. I want the government to stop mass shooters. If that means the government has to be able to detect what we're talking about sometimes, I don't care. You know why? Because I don't break the rules and I'm not a radical. So I don't really mind it. It's been around since George Bush, then it was Obama, then it was Biden, now it's Trump. You've never heard me complain about it because I've never cared. Here we are. All right, you ready? I've never cared. You've never heard me complain because I've never cared. All right, let's see. Oh, I saw 2 Muslims at Costco today, and it crossed my mind that they might attack. What? Here we go. All right. No, it's Ramadan. They're saving that for later. Here's the Paldean Whooper. Ah, okay. So interestingly, that's a $30 slab in the box now, and this is a $30 slab. So you got to make a choice. Do you keep them or do you re-roll them? If you re-roll them, you'll get roughly, if you re-roll both of them, you'll get roughly 10 cards. Mr. Name all Pokemon in alphabetical order. If I could do that, I would expect some serious donations at the end of it. I would expect you guys to be making some serious donos if I could get that. But I can't because I'm not that cool. Are you cool or super lame if you can do that? Done. This guy drove into a synagogue in MI. He was stopped indefinitely. Yeah, didn't like the people in the synagogue like stabbed him to death or something. Keep them, mister. All right, you got it. Mr. Alexio, congratulations on your new slabs. Boop. Okay. People have been complaining about the government spying on them for a long time. It's an interesting subject. Okay. I don't know who I'm more afraid of. Am I afraid of the government spying on me and doing like the secret police on me or something? Or am I scared of the next wannabe mass shooter? Honestly, I think it's the mass shooter. I think it's whoever's trying to plan the next attack. I think it's them. Like, didn't they actually, they stopped an attack ahead of time that was meant to be for New Year's. Remember that? There was a planned attack and they caught it early. How do you think they did that? You think they had like a crystal ball or like a magic wand? Or like they rubbed Trump's hair and he said, that guy. No, they probably spied on him. That's how they did it. 1 box of the Chinese 151 collection. So a box of the Chinese 151 surprise collection? Which set are we talking about here, Mr. Alexio? He sent $90. It's probably surprise. So let me look. That's got to be surprise. Gem 3, Gem 1, surprise. All right, you got it, man. 151 surprise. Okay. They spied on him. That's how they did it. And so while everyone's freaking out that the government might spy on them, nobody's applauding the fact that, you know, we avoided perhaps like what Australia recently had on their beach, right? Australia had an attack on their beaches not that long ago. Wow, there's a lot of attacks. How many people died in that? I don't remember. That was just like a couple months ago, wasn't it? That was like 6 months ago. Everyone's already forgotten about it. There we go. Okay, mister, no seriousness. It's all about the invasion of privacy. I understand you're trying to protect us, but what happens if somebody has a bad day at work and they choose to spy on your loved ones? I don't know. They are. I guess they would spy on my loved ones. You know, that's kind of a trick question, Mike. I don't have any loved ones. I'm just kidding. All right. I'm just a crusty, angry old Scrooge type who says, you can't have my Pokemon cards. They're mine. Mister, didn't you go over 7 miles over the speed limit today when you went to eat Chinese? I'm sorry, government. Please, take all of my tax money, please. I'll be good this time. I'm waiting for the social credit scores, okay? You know it's coming. It's inevitable. The social credit scores will begin any day now. First, there'll be the Democrats saying they don't want it. Then it'll be the Republicans saying they don't want it. But once they're in power, the Democrats will say, now we need a social credit score. And once the Republicans are in power, they'll say, now we need a social credit score. It's going to happen. Just be prepared to fly to your second home in New Zealand by then, okay, guys? Buy a home in the countryside or something. I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's see. This. Yours will be negative 69, 420. No, time to go shovel all morning. You gonna shovel snow? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for stopping by, Cole Kokoshke. It was nice to hear from you. Mike says, no, I mean respectfully, like, what if they hack your webcam while you take a dump, or maybe your wife and I mean that in the most respectful way. They're not going to like what they see. All right, you ready, Alexio? I would be very flattered if they're like, oh, nice. Here's Starmie. Here's Dodrio. Why do you got... Why do you have a webcam while you're taking a dump? You're talking about your cell phone? I mean, they're only going to see your face if it's a cell phone. You're not like setting your cell phone up on a tripod in your bathroom, I hope. All right, Mr. Mime. I don't know if the bathroom's even my most embarrassing moment with my cell phone. I mean, there's more embarrassing moments than that for sure. That's not the worst they can do. They can do way worse than that. Mister, did you know that a security camera comes with a default password? And if you don't change it, there is an internet site that allows them free access to spy because you didn't change it. Dang it. I need to go change all my passwords now. Ooh, look at that. Alexio's got a hit, everybody. Alakazam Altar popping out of the 151 surprise. Wow, that one was worth it, man. Congrats. Hey, mister, I dropped a footlong while I placed a 5-leg parlay. A footlong, $5 footlong. Let's see. We've got, whoa. That's how you lose all that weight. There you go. You gotta give birth to that chocolate baby, that fudge baby. Here's a Bellossom. Here's Electrode. Using AI to stop a terror attack is infringement against his rights. Hey, he can't use AI to stop me from attacking you. I don't know. Who are you guys scared of? I got to answer me this question. Who are you more afraid of? The government or the loony guy he's planning a mass shooting? Which one bothers you more at this point in society? Here's coughing. Very nice. Because I know the Republicans, they get really into the whole, like, freedom of speech, Second Amendment. We got to be able to overthrow the government. But my thinking is that we're pretty far away from, like, being able to overthrow the government ever again. I don't think we're at that point. I don't think America would have like a civil war where it's like, hey, we overthrew the tyrannical government. I don't think it'll be like that. I don't think the government will ever work that way again. You might have a lot of terrorist attacks from people with different political views, but I don't think we'll ever have like 2 rows of guys in powdered wigs with muskets and trebuchets. I don't think that's happening ever again. We're beyond that point. And so when you think about what you're most concerned about as a day-to-day civilian, I know the government can be tyrannical. I know the government's got a lot of power, but the government ain't just randomly killing me. But this guy who's got a gun and 3 brain cells, he might try to kill me. And so that's actually my bigger concern these days. That's how I see it. maybe that's the practicality, the pragmatist in me. But yeah, so if a government detects that some dopey ass guys are forming a little group to go do like a mass shooting, maybe a school shooting, and AI detects that by spying, what do you guys think? Should those guys who are planning the mass attack have the freedom to kind of plan it in privacy? Or is it a bad thing that it detected it because, well, it also looked at me while I was taking a dump? I don't know. It's really hard. I'm really struggling with it. Alexia, let's grab your bag. But no, seriously, I am. It is a curious question, how people feel about it. But you know, as long as they keep my business private, I don't mind. The question is when, not if. When does the government start abusing that power? Like, when does it use it to go after its enemies or something? You know, like the secret police. Like, here's the thing: they won't go after me because I'm not a political activist, and I'm not really an important person. They might use it on somebody who is an actual political activist or an enemy of their particular political group. So that's when government spying becomes kind of scary. It's like, what do they actually do with all that spying? Do they spy on their competitors in politics? Like, we can't have that. Whoa, look at that Dark Charmeleon. Jump into the Dark Charmeleon break. Look at this beautiful Psyduck. Last sold, $140. Here's the Lego Pikachu break. Ekans 10 from Fossil for $120. Very hard to get those tag 10s. And here's Monkey D. Luffy promo card. Thank you, Alexio, for the big order. One spot left on Sandstorm. Jaded is next. One Pokey Shuffle for Mr. Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? How's it going, man? Do you have valuables left and right? And I care about you and your safety. I don't care about the cards. You are my friend. You are my sunshine, my only sun. The gang's all here. Ready? Let's see. Zealots. What's good? Any man, government, sipping coffee, trying to mess with Mr. We got 1, 2, 3. All right. This is a free Pokey Shuffle from Mr. Jaded to me. Boom. Ah, it's a cold one. All right. Even I get unlucky in the Pokey Shuffles. Wow, the queue is long tonight. It's not too bad, actually. I think there's not much after this one order we just did for you, Mr. Jaded. Yeah, we had a couple people in order, but we have been beating up that queue, so we are probably caught up here. Oh, wait, we've got this order over here from Mr. Brigito Ibarra. He says DBZ Manga Booster and an English Mega Evolution. All right, here is one of these, and here is a Mega Evolution. It's about the principle, mister. Next, they want you to pay for parking in your own home. Yeah, government control is really annoying. Nobody really likes government overreach. But you know what? When the government spies on me, they don't take any money from me. When the government taxes me, now they're actually affecting my life. So if you want to talk about the subjects I care about, I don't want to be mass shot wherever I'm at. I don't want to go to like a concert and get into a mass shooting. So I care about that. And I don't want the government raising taxes on me. I care about that. So those are the things I care about. If the government saw that I was texting booty cheek pictures to my wife, I don't think I would care. I'd be like, all right. Or if they saw me taking a dump, like the one guy said, I'd be like, nice. We are. Those things do not bother me as much. But mass shootings do. I don't want to be in a mass shooting. I don't want to be in a terrorist attack. I don't want to be some local card guy dies in a festival. You know, I don't want to be part of that. That's super annoying. Fusion training. Here's Go Tanks and Go Tanks. He looks like the little impish bad guy in Shrek 2 here, doesn't he? All right. Better luck next time. Wow, the queue is long. Here we are. Very nice. Very nice. What about you guys? What matters most to you when it comes to the government? I would say taxes. Taxes is my number one issue by far. Taxes is my number one issue. I actually just heard an update here in Missouri. The no tax bill just passed the Missouri House. So the bill's probably going to make it onto the ballot for November for Missourians to actually vote on. And it looks like they've changed the outline for the no tax status. It was supposed to be done by 2030. Now it's looking like the no tax status will extend. It won't finish. It won't actually get down to zero income taxes until 2032. So that is 6 years from now. And it really does seriously have me thinking, like, why don't I just move to Nevada? Why don't I just move to Northern Florida? Why don't I just move to Tennessee? You know, it just seems like it would be done instantly. Like I could get it done in 1 year and not have to pay all those taxes. All right, Mr. Brigito, let's get this into your bag. Let's see. Mister, I just gave away 750 tacos. Did you really? That's a lot of tacos, man. Jury duty, DMV, renewals. Then I sold out after that. Good night for taco money. Not nice, dude. I'm really happy for you, man. It sounds good. It is. All right. Here's Awaken. We'll put this in here and this in here. You might be making more money than me if you sell enough tacos, man. I make a little bit of money each night, but you know, I always say this, I make my most money when Pokemon cards go up in value. That's where I really make money. So I don't just make money because a couple people open like half a box of booster packs. You make some money from that. What made me money is if that booster box quadrupled in price over time and now I'm selling it at the new price. Then I make money. But yeah, you might make better money than me if you can do high enough volume on your taco sales, huh? It'd be fun to see. Let's see, refresh over here. Dang, man, I'm in Little Rhode Island. I'm in Dallas, Texas. Oh, yeah, did you know I visited Dallas, Texas? I think I told you that already. Mister, you're the one that I give a lot of praise to, man, because you showed me the way, man. Yeah, we were talking. So Mr. Anthony talks about this, about how, you know, one of the things we do in this group a lot is we try to get people open-minded to wanting to work on their career, wanting to work on entrepreneurship, maybe starting a business, maybe starting a side hustle. And I talk a lot about this because I'm kind of a sweaty Pokemon card collector type, you know, like a try-hard. And one of the conclusions I made with Pokemon cards is your luck doesn't really matter with Pokemon cards. It's actually your income that matters. So, you know, even if you're a guy with really good luck, if your income is like McDonald's or something like that, you're never going to have a good Pokemon card collection. Because some other guy who just has like a small business or just like a decent $70,000 a year job, he's going to come in, and even if he has bad luck, he's still going to have a bigger Pokemon card collection than you over time. So when it comes to money, the real function of the size of your card collection can be figured out not by your luck, but by your income. So you want to go out there and work on improving yourself. Maybe that means education. Maybe that means taking a stab at selling something. Maybe it means trying to figure out what am I passionate about, trying to figure out what do I do better than other people, networking with people, looking around you saying, what is this area missing that I can provide? And just picking something and just getting to work on it. There's almost endless opportunities out there, especially I would say America is such a good place to start a business and grow wealthy. I used to talk a little crap on America. And I kind of, I've had more time to think about it. It's a great country. The taxes are lower than most first world countries. The consumer base is humongous. And people want to go out and spend. They want to go out and have a good time. So it's just a really great place to try and build a, brand or a name or a net worth for yourself. It's a really good place to do that. I think America might actually be the #1 place to build wealth in the world. I think it is. Here's Andrew A. Martin. He says, 1 mega sub. You got him in. By the way, there's 1 spot left on the Sandstorm pack split. Ooh. All right, let's get over to this sub list. The sub list is interesting because it's almost over. Here's the Mega Nidoking. He's likely underpriced, by the way, at 400, 1 in 10. He's likely underpriced. He's probably a $6,000 card now, if I had to guess, not a $4,000 card. And we are 7 spots deep. And what that means, you only have 3 more sublists to possibly pull a Mega Booster out of. You get 3 shots left, basically, at Nidoking if you plan on putting in for just 1 Mega Sublist spot. Not a lot of chances left. Andrew Martin, here goes. When you put that into perspective, you don't got a lot of time to try this card out. There it is. Mister, after being 67 months on unemployment, I've come to the conclusion, why do I choose to work for somebody else when I can be my own manager if I really put the work in and invest my money right? Oh, I see. So you're kind of interested in trying to start a business as well. that's great. I think if you guys ever get really wealthy from your business, you should come back here and, buy an old boosty pack from me someday. You've been on unemployment for a little while. So that's true. You've been on unemployment for a while, huh? And well, you've had like a lot of time to think about what you want to actually work on. Out here in Lake of the Ozarks, if I had to start a business from scratch, just like a scrappy startup business, I would probably start up a boat cleaning service and just do my best to undercut my competitors, have a better cleaning system, and do a better job and build a clientele. So no matter where you live, you got to look for some kind of scruffy thing that no one wants to do and just start grinding your wheels really hard. You need like a power cleaner. You need all the knowledge about power cleaning, like what's the best chemicals and the non-toxic chemicals, and just start heavily, advertising yourself, dress really well, come up with the company name, have a bank help you incorporate it or whatever, write up the business language. You got to write up papers that say you actually own the business, and then you have to make the business. You have to claim the title. So, the best boat cleaning company or something like that, right? And then you got to work on social media. You got to tell people, hey, I exist, because social media is like everything now. So you got to be like, hey, we're the best boat cleaning company here in Lake of the Ozarks, blah, 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 blah. And start leaving your business card plate, So all these steps, all just to get a little bit of money from a couple boat people. Hey, I got a boat. You can clean my boat. We're looking for somebody to do it cheap. Will you do it cheap? And then that's where it all starts, And after you get a couple people under your belt, after you've cold called door to door, gotten a couple people to sign you up, you fill up your schedule enough that you're working 24/7. Once you're at that point, you're ready to hire your first person. And then you train them how to do your job. And now your job's a little more efficient because there's two people working on it, not one person. And that's it. That's all it is. That's all any business ever is. All right, let's see. You wonder how people become a millionaire. Well, they serve the same product a million times. That's how you become a millionaire. So if I want to become a millionaire, I have to sell 1 million booster packs with the profit margin of $1. Then I can have $1 million. And I'm on my way to that. I've been working at that for a while. Mike, why do that when you could start a daycare in Minnesota for free? Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I heard that daycares are very profitable. Yes, mister, I worked for 10 years in culinary and I managed to save 6 figures, give or take. I have no kids. I live with family, so rent is pretty cheap. Oh, okay, so you got a nice little rental situation. Mister, where's the sub list on the Nido King at? Yes, let's show off the Nido King sub list. Here it is. You can see it's just started at 1. So it's at 1, so there's 9 spots left. Bill Barron won the previous round of the sub list. So Mr. Bill, he was the guy who got pulled. I want to set up a small pontoon dock floating out in the water. That location is the hard spot. Then charge $20 for 25 golf balls. Sink a hole in one and win 1K. What? Let's see. I put in for the last spot, Mr. Law. All right, let's take a look at that. I put in for the last spot. It says Opta Cody. Oh, are you saying that I counted it wrong? Hold on, let me read this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're at 8, Mr. Cody. So we need one more person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unless you're saying that you recently bought a second spot. Is that what you're saying? No, it just says the one spot. Pretty sure. Oh, wait. I see it stacked your orders together into one email. Oh, that's so confusing. I hate it when it does that. Cody. So, Cody, I see. He did buy the last spot, everybody. Sometimes it'll be one email containing 2 orders. And that happens like 1% of the time. I don't know why they did it that way that time. Maybe Gmail considered it the same message, like a copy and paste kind of message. Here it is. I hate that. That's very confusing because I already clicked on the email and I already read it, so I thought it was already done. That's it. Sandstorm's complete. All right. I cold call in DMs and they leave me hanging. Then they see me doing big events and then they blow me up. That's cool, man. We are. When I was growing up, Mr. Ants Taco, I was from a big family and I was really close friends with another entrepreneurial type who he left a good impression on me. His name was Chris Kenny. We were about the same age. Hyper competitive guy, super sort of like, he was really athletic. He was really tough. And I was kind of a tough guy too. I was just kind of, you couldn't make me, we were just, both of us were kind of tough, competitive guys. It was just our nature. and we ended up being really good friends. You could tell he was a womanizer too, but he was holding back like crazy. I swear to God he was, because it was a Catholic homeschools group. But you know, you could tell. And I was working for my dad's wood business, and he was working for his dad's catering business. And so it was a food company. And I didn't think very much of that catering business because I thought, food, how much money can you make with food? But they were making millions. They're a wealthy family now. And his older brother inherited that company, I believe. And he went on to create his own business. So Chris Kenny, he went on to create a construction, a custom high-end construction business where his job is to work on like mansions, to do like their staircases and their showers and stuff like that. You know, people who want really custom work done in their homes. And yeah, he ended up really successful. He married, you know, a really nice girl, had some kids already. So he's ahead of me on kids. But it's funny because I ended up being successful too. Because when we were younger, we always talked that way. Both he and I always talked about how we were going to start businesses and get wealthy. We talked about it all the time. It's all we related on. We would play a sport together, and then he'd talk about, you know, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to do that too. So he left an impression on me that was pretty good because he was very energetic that way. And I realized that energy that he had, and I kind of had it too, is a special thing to have that sort of, it's ambition, I think. That's what it is, it's ambition. Give me a number to split the names. Number to split the names. Oh, Ants Taco already chose number 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, having an ambition to go out and sort of make something, you can learn it from somebody. You can kind of meet somebody and kind of inherit it from them a little bit. You ready? All right. So I learned it from being around my dad, and maybe Chris helped a little bit too. Maybe just being around it. Oh, look at that. There's a hollow there. Oh, right. So with this set, the hollow is, so the rare card is the first from the back. On the hollow is the second from the back. All right. Well, we're going to do it like usual, okay? We're going to do it like usual. Doesn't look like it's a heavy pack to me. Did it look like a heavy pack to you guys? Let's find out what we got, everybody. Somebody's fating here. Somebody's fating here. So who's getting the rare? Brett Love picking up 1 rare. Okay, you ready, Brett? Let's see what it is. I believe this is the rare. Oh, man, it totally is the rare. That's Sandslash. It looks really nice. You got a set called Sandstorm. Sandshrew and Sandslash got to be like the primo cards in there. Okay, so there you go, Mr. Brett. You pull 1 Sandslash. And let's get this up into your box. It's so good looking. I wish it was a hollow or a reverse hollow. Sad that it's a light pack. All right. There's a movie where some hackers stole 1 penny for... Oh, yeah, I know that. That's called The Office, isn't it? It's a funny movie. They kind of freaked out because it actually worked too, right? And then it had a kind of hard-to-believe ending. All right. Cody Sebring? It's you? He bought 2 spots, and he got the hollow. We don't know what the hollow is. Okay, we don't know what it is, but it's yours, Cody. So let's set that right there, okay? Let's set that right there. We don't know what it is yet. Actually, we're not in vertical mode. We can just set it over here. There's plenty of room. All right, so get all excited, Cody. Now let's find out what everybody else pulled. So there's some good cards in here. Cody, you're going to pull the second card too. You want that to be a surprise as well? We'll let them both be a surprise. Okay, there you go. So you got 2 cards over there for a surprise. Here's Javier. Javier, you're going to pull. It's a pretty clean looking card. Let's see what it is. Oh my God, look at that artwork. So this could have been pulled as a reverse hollow. Look how cool that is. This set's way too cool. We got to open more of these as long as we can. As long as we can, because eventually these will be unaffordable. Just like all the other EX era sets. I think you can turn off email stack in the settings. I hate that feature too, so I did it. Ooh, I did not know that. That is some good information. Maybe I should try doing that. Here's Javier Arroyo. Okay, you're getting the next one right after this. How clean is this looking? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Nice and clean on that one. Okay, hopefully a 10 here. But you never know. They're tough graders. Oh, man. Look at that. I'm telling you, this set's an evolution set. It's so surprising how hard it always is to move Sandstorm. Because Sandstorm is like this EX era set. It's an e-reader set. It's got the evolutions in it. And it can be so hard to move despite all that. All right, but this one ended, I guess, in a decent time. But, you know, you put up the right pack and people just go nuts for it. Here's Chad. All right, Mr. Chad, you ready? What are you getting, Mr. Chad? Is he watching? He might have to rewatch this. Ammonite. Ammonite also feels like he belongs in Sandstorm. He feels kind of like a rocky Pokemon, doesn't he? Like a sandy, rocky Pokemon. Mister, what are your thoughts on the sudden rise of 151? Do you believe it has overtaken Prismatic as the best modern set? You mean like the best Scarlet Violet era set? Well, you know, it's funny. My favorite set is still actually Destined Rivals. So forget about 151. Forget about Prismatic. I like Destined Rivals best because it's a Team Rocket set. That's all we need to say. And actually, I'm going to end up liking Ascended Heroes too because it's also a Team Rocket set. So I love Team Rocket. So Michael Pettiford, you ready, Michael? Here it goes. Probably end up getting a couple booster bundles as a result of the... oh, Trap Inch. Probably get a couple booster bundles as a result of Ascended Heroes having Rocket's Mewtwo in it. All right. Destined Rivals is fun. So yeah, Destined Rivals is a Rocket's Mewtwo set. But you know what's weird? So is Ascended Heroes. It's a Rocket's Mewtwo set, and it's also a Gengar alternative art set. So it's pretty strong. Here's Phil Vasquez. But to be honest, nothing's really shown up that's been as crazy as Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is almost like the standard right now. It's not the standard. It's sort of like the peak of a modern set exploding in value. Phil pulling Dunsparce. Mr. Phil. Phil Vasquez. Oh, man, I have terrible heartburn, man. Let's see. Philip. Here's a Philip. Here's a Paul. Boy, I really had to reach for that one. I got it, Phil. I've been on Wegovy now for 1 whole week, and this is the beginning of the 2nd week. So far, it has not changed my cravings for food. I'm just as hungry as ever, but I get punished for eating. You get headaches, and you get stomach aches, and you get heartburn. I get heartburn now. Ooh, man, I love that Psyduck. We already knew we were pulling that. What do you think that this Psyduck is probably worth in a 10 if he was a reverse holo from this set? I mean, it'd be one of the top Psyducks because probably almost no one has it. Fantastic, fantastic non-holo too. Edgar Gonzalez. That's probably one of the best ones pulled out of there other than the Eevee. So Psyduck is in there and Eevee is in there. Those are really solid. Now the reveal. This is the part we were all waiting for. Mr. Cody. So Cody, this card in the back right here, this is just a common. Oh my God, that's adorable. And his reverse holo is Cacturn. Wow, Cacturn, huh? That's not Umbreon. Cacturn's really cool. I actually had him on my team because I thought he looked really creepy. He's a dark grass type. And I feel like he's a Pokemon that gets kind of forgotten. You know, they had an old artwork for Cacturn. He was supposed to be a lot scarier looking. Cacturn, darn, man. All right, still wonderful that you pulled it. Let's grab the top loader. I was hoping, because I don't know the next time we're going to do another Sandstorm pack, I was hoping he would be an Evolution. There's like 4 Evolution. There's Espeon, Umbreon, Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon in there, and Eevee. So there's like at least 7 different Vaporeon Evolutions we could have grabbed. I was hoping for that. Cacturn, he's going to be more niche. So the number of people beating down your door for Cacturn is going to be a little smaller. But it's still, congratulations, you sniped it, and it only cost you 70 bucks. Wow. Mister, not sure if I have to send for shipping, Jacob Chickering. You do, unless you already paid for it ahead of time. Is that why you're asking? Yeah, everyone has to send for shipping. Shipping is $9 in the United States for no matter how much you have, no matter how little or how much. No matter how little or how great. And also, we want to start offering something called shipping protection. Shipping protection is where if your package goes missing Like if USPS fails to deliver it to you, I have to replace the item. So that's something we're working on right now. Last sale in 2024. The Psyduck is a Pop 6. Wow. And he sold for only $600. That's crazy cheap. That's crazy cheap. Not sure if I have anything over there anymore. That's all. Oh, you're wondering if you actually have cards over here. Okay, I'll check real fast. So we have a JAC box. The Jacob box. And we got Jack in here. Jacob. So there are some Jacobs, but there's no Jacob Chickering. So I do not have a bag for you here. And my ear is ringing like crazy. Why is my ear ringing so loud? Some of the most interesting short breaks you guys might be interested in is Dark Charmeleon and Inferno X Charizard. So those are two short breaks where you might actually have a pretty fast chance at snapping a nice little card for yourself. Anthony Rodriguez says, thanks, Dad. He sent a $20 taco emoji to me. I appreciate it, man. Sounds like you did really good tonight. And I'm not kidding. You might actually be making more money than me selling tacos. The food industry, the whole story about Chris Kenny, the point was it was nice to be around somebody who had a passion for wanting to run a business because it kind of rubs off on you a little bit. But also the other part to it was that when I discovered how much money his family was making from just doing food catering, I just had a new appreciation for it. And you'd be surprised how much you can make if you get a lot of customers at a time. You know, you get a sold out venue, whether you have a actual brick and mortar restaurant or whether you have a food truck situation, which I know the food truck model is actually really good these days. Whether you have a food truck or a restaurant, if you have high volume, you're just going to be, you could be making thousands in one night. Here you are. All right. So let's see. Or hundreds. Again, I also talked about, you know, starting like a boat cleaning service and how you start small. But I think the important trick is always to find something you're passionate about. That's the trick, isn't it? Karis and I were talking about the concept of passion the last couple of days because we're working on making a little video game for fun. Karis and I are making like an Advanced Wars clone. And by the way, if anyone here has any interest in working on a game like that, we would like to have maybe another person helping us because it's just me and her for now. And she's got a job and I've obviously got a job. But we're working on a little Advanced Wars clone. And we found out, you know, when it comes to working on something, it's so easy to work on something when you're actually really passionate about what you're working on. That's what companies are always listening for when they're trying to hire you. So tell me what your passion is. But it's just funny because when you are passionate about something, you just effortlessly work on it because you would have worked on it anyways. You'd have worked on it for free. And so that's kind of how we feel about this little thing we're just playing around with. It may never be finished. It may just be a thing we waste our time on. But it's, you know, it's like, it's an interesting thing where you just wake up and you go, hey, you want to work on this now? Because you look forward to working on something. And I'll also say another thing. I think for entrepreneurs, they tend to have the ability to see that I don't get paid today, but maybe in like a year from now, there's a big paycheck. So that's another thing. So having passion is so important. And also realizing that it's not about whether you get a paycheck bi-weekly. It's about working really hard on something that takes a year or two, and then you get a big paycheck a year or two later. So that's another thing. We were talking about that. Personality traits that end up, you know, doing really well in society, end up making a lot of money. Hey, what's up, Miss Alexandra? I can help with whatever. I'm pretty good with a lot of things. Yeah, we were talking about it. We were thinking about asking Mike Sidey if he's interested. We were talking about asking Tammy if she's interested. We don't even know what we could ask you to do, but Karis is doing a lot of the coding, and I'm just doing a lot of the thinking. As funny as that sounds, but a lot of video game is design. We think at some point we're going to wish we had somebody to work on 2D pixel art. So that's one. And sound and music, sound effects and music. So those are three areas that we might end up wanting somebody to work with us. So that we haven't, you know, this isn't like a job offer or anything like that. We're just thinking about those things out loud. Let's see. Mister, I know selling your food Sounds like fun, but it's a lot of work, high demand, and there's a lot of cleaning and permits and training and everything. It's annoying. You know what, Mike? It probably is very annoying. But some of the best businesses in the world include, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, I don't know, KFC. I don't know much about the restaurant industry, but yeah, I know that McDonald's stocks just seem to go vertical, no other direction. Sounds fun, almost like a project. Haha. It is a project. We're trying to reach a point where we can make a game that's very similar to Advanced Wars. And by the time we've reached that structure, by the time we've put all the assets together where we could recreate an Advanced Wars game, we then probably want to swap over to something that we personally own. Because you can't actually package and sell Advanced Wars. You have to have an original IP. So we're debating how that should be. Should it be like an actual non-fiction war game, like with like airplanes and tanks and infantry, or should we go like a sci-fi direction or a fantasy direction, like medieval fantasy kind of stuff? McDonald's is a real estate company with a fast service franchise. You would think people say that to sound smart and all that because it's interesting to learn that McDonald's makes money because over time they pay off the real estate for where they're making the hamburgers. But no, they really do make a profit from selling hamburgers too. I mean, it really does make them profit. But they make profit two ways. They make profit on the location as well. The location, the land is valuable. Tell me you ever seen an In-N-Out worker smiling through, though those guys look so miserable except for the cashier. They look like an android. That's right, because it's the grunt work. You know who smiles? The business owner. That guy's got a big smile. All right, let's see what we got. So we've got Mr. Brian, 75 to slab away. You got it, Brian. Let's go apply that real fast. Slab away. Everybody starts at the bottom, unless you had like a rich daddy or something, like a small loan of $1 million. But almost everybody starts at the bottom. Like Donald Trump's dad didn't start at the top. That guy had to build his own business first. So, and that might include working a simple job like working at Walmart. Humble beginnings. It's good for you, I feel like you learn a lot about life just from doing a repetitive job. You learn how to have patience and commitment. All right, Brian, so you owe $175 on that item. And now you want a Merlin 1 sticker. Here goes. I worked at Target for several years, not just 1 year. I worked there for a couple years. So I was a Target truck thrower, and then I worked in the back room. And then I worked at Sears. I worked in their their heavy merchandise pickup unit. And then I worked for Sam's Club for about a half year. And then Sam's Club was great. I loved Sam's Club. It was cool. But I got an even better job offer from Coca-Cola. So I left Sam's Club for Coca-Cola, and I worked there for 2 years. So I did all those jobs before quitting to go to college full-time. That's where I got my degree in computer science at McCaris. And then after that, I got a contract job with a company called Tech Systems. And that contract job was to work for a bank that was doing a database transfer. And it was a weird job. There was a lot to it, but you didn't really code anything. There wasn't much coding. It actually was mostly just like, they have a term for it. It's called data entry. So there's a whole bunch of data entry. And yeah, it is. But they offered me a job after it was all over. But they wanted to start me at like $40,000. Wasn't very much. But it was with full benefits. And they said, a couple of years working here, maybe we pay you more. It's crazy because Karis's job started at like $60,000 right away. But I was making decent money from Tech Systems. So I was like, nah. And Tech Systems said they would get me an entry-level software developer job. And I've told this story a lot. And then while I was waiting for my next contract job, I just started working harder on my YouTube channel, and it started to grow. And I said, let's do YouTube. Look at that Blastoise, man. That's pretty good, Brian. All right, Blastoise Hollow. All right. I should have a small bag. Even Trump worked at McDonald's. Oh, my God. All right. YouTube content are assets. If you think about it, be honest, mister. I won't judge you. How many empty bottles of Gatorade full of piss did you have beside you? I know those jobs can be very strict about timing. What, like Coca-Cola? So Coca-Cola, I was called a merchandiser, and my job was to just put soda on the shelf, like in a Walmart. That's it. And so there were no bottles of piss anywhere, ever. No way, dude. That's too extreme for me. Bottles of piss. There are different Coca-Cola jobs, though. There's like truck driver. Maybe those guys would take a piss in a bottle. But you know it would be Powerade, not Gatorade. Gatorade is the enemy. Gatorade is Pepsi. So if you had a bottle of Gatorade, you could be fired. I learned a lot from Coca-Cola that way, you know. Coca-Cola, they'll fire you if you have any Pepsi product. They'll fire you. They'll be like, you're fired, dude. Put the fries in the bag. That's right. YouTube content or assets. Nice Blasty Boy. Let's see. Franchise is profitable whether or not the locations do well. They still got to pay the fees. Love Blue Powerade. I don't know. Powerade versus Gatorade. Powerade almost has too sweet of a flavor, in my opinion. It's too sweet. Miss Alexandra with the $210 order. She wants the Korean electric breaker, a whole box. And then she would like the Joker Arbok from Poker Stadium. Ooh, that is such a cheap card. It shouldn't be that cheap. And Tag 10 Mega Electros. All right, so we got two cards to find, the Arbok and the Electros. First, let's head over to our Slabs channel. And then let's start figuring out. So I'm going to say Mega Electros sold. Good. And now let's find that Arbok, shall we? So Arbok. I'm scrolling up the channel. I'm looking for it. There he is. All right. So we're going to say Arbok sold. I guess Arbok would probably be in the A box. Let's start looking. Oh my God, it's huge. It's a huge box. There's so many cards in here. I have 3 cases of Blue Powerade in my fridge. Really? You like it that much? That's gnarly, dude. That wasn't even the right box. That was in the wrong box. I don't know about that, man. You like Powerade that much? If I send you on a witch hunt. We call it the goose hunt. You sent me on a goose hunt. Where are my gooses? Powerade gang. I only drink Powerade, cranberry juice, and water. Wow. Well, Powerade is the Coca-Cola product. And I didn't really like it that much. I didn't drink it. But you weren't allowed to say that when you worked for Coca-Cola. Oh, Arbok. Where's that Arbok? Hopefully he's in here. Hopefully I didn't, like, put him in the Pokey Shuffles or something. I found him. All right, we've got the Arbok. Now, the other item was, I forget. He's got to be in the Mega Box, the M Box. Wow, we have so many beautiful slabs, everybody. It's called a Ricky Bobby. You selling PSA 10 Megazard? We have a Megazard break, but he's not being sold individually, no. A break is where you have a chance to pull him for $40. But you have a chance to miss as well. So you might not pull them for $40. So somebody's going to get them for $40. Where is he? Isn't he over here? Didn't we just have him in the front? Where'd I put him? Oh, he's right here. I see. $40. Now, the other card, which was, I forget it already. Mega Electros, my favorite. All right, there it is. So, thank you, Miss Alexandra. Let's grab these. Every once in a while, I'll have rum and Coke. Here we are. Yeah, that's a Coke product. There we go. Did I tell you guys the time I drank a big glob of mold? I think I told that story a couple times, but you know, we get new people in here. They probably would enjoy it. All right, now a whole box of the electric breaker. Let me go get it. Mister seems like a whiskey person. No, I don't like alcohol at all. All right, here we are. All right. Boop. I remember I had a roommate named Dave, and we had like drinking parties because we had an apartment, and he had a ton of friends he would bring over, and we had like Smirnoffs and hard cider and beer and wine, and he'd bring over. He had like 100 friends. He'd bring over a whole party of people, and it was super lame. And I remember drinking the Smirnoffs and just feeling kind of dumber as a result. I was like, wow, these make you dumb. And I hated it. I hated it. I hated the feeling. Here it is, Electric Breaker. All right, you ready? All right. I remember talking to a guy who had like the same name as me. And believe it or not, his job was moving vaults, heavy vaults. And he and I were sitting next to a really sexy girl. And he was just talking about how strong he is lifting vaults. I'm like, this guy's effing regarded. I remember just sitting there kind of watching the sort of like the dance, the mating dance, the bird mating dance. And I was like, wow, this is dumb. Let's snip this. Sneep. All right, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Actually, it was a really, we did a couple of those little drinking parties, right? And it was an interesting, one of the last times he did it was really interesting because he had this really hot girl named Amanda came over. And I didn't know this, but she was an ex-girlfriend of my roommate, Dave. She was an ex-girlfriend. But Dave already had a girlfriend, and she was insanely hot. She was just mind-blowingly sexy. He wasn't. He was not sexy. He's this kind of thin, pale guy. You know, he's like 21, and I'm like barely 18. And, you know, she's just this way out of his league kind of girl. But he's a musician. That's the trick, guys. He's a musician. He writes music. He sings, la, you know. I guess I learned a lot from him that way. And it's crazy because he brings Amanda over and the other girl, whose name I believe was like Elizabeth. He brings Amanda over and Elizabeth isn't there. She's at home. And he's flirting it out with Amanda. And I never forgot this. I remember looking out the window of my apartment and he's in the parking lot with this girl, Amanda. And she's like clinging to him. And I think he basically turned her away and told her, you know, sorry, it's over between us. I don't want you back. I think she was basically trying to lure him back while he was drunk. And he was contemplating it for real. And he ends up turning her away to stay with this girl, Elizabeth. And Amanda's smoking hot, and Elizabeth is smoking hot. He's not a hot guy. He's not 6'4". He was shorter than I am. I'm 6 foot, and he's shorter than me. And then he's not strong. I was strong. I was in great shape. But he was kind of, you know, he was kind of a little bit wimpy. You know, he didn't do any heavy lifting. And I just didn't get it, dude. It's the music. It's like a siren song for girls. It's like, yes, ladies, I do play the guitar. It works so well. It was the sandals, mister. Yes. Did a bird mating dance when he met Quip? That's true, actually, yes. Mister, I'm happy you didn't join that lifestyle. A lot of those guys were playing with their nose, a.k.a. sniffing vitamins. No, we didn't do anything illegal like that, though. We didn't do any, there was no weed, there was no cocaine. It was just a simple drinking party. There were like some simple games, and it wasn't even that large. It was probably like 10 people at most. But you know, it was fun talking to them. A lot of them actually also were musicians. So these were like other people he knew that were musicians, and they were just hanging out drinking. And of course, I was invited as his roommate, and so I'd sit out there on the couch and listen to them talk and conversate as well. There was one thing I was always good at, and that was talking a lot. So, you know, I never struggle in that regard in a group. Oh, you pull Whitney? I think it's Whitney, right? The Mill Tank girl? Here we are. I can't remember. All right. And here's Eternatus. God, that's a dumb Pokemon. The headset. Okay. Turtleware or whatever. Nah, mister, he had a Hig. What's a Hig? It was the sandals. Let's see. But, you know, it's funny, and I've told this story too. This girl he was with, Elizabeth, I don't know what he did, but he blew it with her, and they broke up. I don't know what he did, but I thought it was probably the worst thing, the worst decision of his life. And actually kind of screwed things up for me too, because she had a younger sister who I was flirting with. She was my age, right? So Dave and this girl are off dating, and me and the younger sister are hanging out an awful lot, and she's kind of flirty, and she's kind of cute. So I'm a little bit into her, but I'm also maybe a little bit not into her. I'm actually a pretty picky person, I guess, when it comes to like dating and relationships. So it's like, if I like you, I'm like sure right away, and if I don't, no need to flirt. But yeah, she had like an attractive younger sister too, and so when he broke up, I don't get to see her anymore because he's the bad guy now. So all right, good. Toss this over here. Or cheated, or cheated. What's a hig? I don't know what a hig is. All right, there it is. Miss Alexandra, thank you very much. All right. Girls would do this thing when they were flirting with me where they would put themselves in my vicinity, and then I would never make a move because I was not that interested. Here's Sarah Lege, Phoebos, and Doug Trio. Mister didn't get the number. I could talk to her on Facebook if I wanted to. I think ultimately I just didn't pursue her. Ooh. All right. Very nice. And here are the hollows. All right. I don't like girls who are kind of like normies, I guess. I like weird girls. Let's put this sleeve on this guy. And we'll put this sleeve on this guy. Ha ha. All right. Let's grab your bag, Miss Alexandra. Okay. Ooh, okay. I like girls with pretty names like Alexandra. Oh, you've got your own box. We're gonna put you over here. Ugh. Whew. All right. Yeah, Dave would pull girls way out of his league, and it was because he would go sing live at like coffee shops and stuff like that. And he'd work really hard on it. He really badly wanted to be a musician, but it never really worked out for him, I guess. He did have a friend who ended up getting an actual musical professional career, but he didn't become like, you know, like a big hit kind of musician. I like girls with pretty names like Greg or Fred. Mistress' name in college was Double Dash. What? Mister, I didn't know you were Super Smash Brothers champ on the sticks and on campus. I was very good at Smash Brothers. Yes, I probably still am, but I've not played in a long time. I swore I wouldn't go back to it or whatever, right? I promised I'd stop fighting. All right, let me throw this away. What do we got over here? Uh-huh. Do you think Timothée Chalamet will win the Oscars tomorrow? Man, I do not follow that kind of stuff. He might. Timothée Chalamet is like, I don't know how he gets to roll in anything. It's kind of like, I guess I learned about him because of Dune mostly, but I'd already recognized his face by then. And I don't know what happened. I thought movie stars used to be like cool and all. I don't know, man. Maybe he's a really good actor and I don't No, he's not a good actor. I did watch Dune 1 and Dune 2. He's not a good actor. He's just like, he's like a femboy or something. I don't know how else to describe him. He needs like a giant shot of testosterone or something. That guy's going to win an Oscar. It's so wild, dude. I don't know how people pick like Hollywood actors anymore. I don't know what the process is anymore. He ping pong movie sucked. Michael Jordan will. Let's see. All right. So Timothy has the hottest chick, Kylie Jenner. Let me look up Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner. I don't know. She's got that like fake lip look. Hold on, wait. Like this? I don't know what to tell you, man. That is an ugly girl. It's not my type, but, you know, it's probably somebody's type. She's nasty, says Corn Rose. There you go. Thanks, man. Thanks for backing me up. She's not my type. She's probably somebody's type. She's a billionaire or something, isn't she? Oh my God, bro. I hate this planet. No, it's fine. I don't want to be over dramatic. Kylie Jenner is not good looking, in my opinion. Right. I just see a lot of plastic surgery in front of me. And it's so hard to be described as like hot these days because the internet really does sort hot people. So, you know, all these algorithms and everything are very good at sorting really hot people to the top very fast. And it's a powerful tool. And it must be so difficult to get to the top of that algorithm, but I don't see her hitting it. She'll get to the top anyways because she's made out of plastic and she has the right network. But, you know, having a skill in social media is different from having peak human beauty or whatever. True Eve. Why do I know what that means? She kind of looks like Bootyfull. Bring back Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't like that guy either. He looks like, you know those cats who have like the angry, smashed up looking face, like they're Siamese, not Siamese. They got like the big puffy fur face, but then like a tiny little smushed little face, right? So they got a lot of big puffy hair around their head, but their face is smushed together. It's like a Chinese cat or something. I don't know what the name of it is. God, those things are ugly. And he looks just like one. I swear to God he does. He looks just like one. Sent for pack, says CC Collect. Sounds good, man. He looks like one, I swear. Here's Carlos, Mr. Carlos. He's a good actor, though. Here's Nikkei Precious. Obviously, he's a good actor. All right. Very nice. Bring back Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean. Persian, that's the word I'm looking for. All right. It's probably Persian, yeah. Mister, that's the funniest stuff I've heard about DiCaprio. I think you mean a Siamese cat. Let me look it up. All right, I'm pausing this pack opening. Siamese cat. No, not a Siamese. Persian cat. It's this guy. Yes, these guys. Leonardo DiCaprio, for whatever reason, he reminds me of this all day long. Yeah, he just got like this too big of forehead or something. I don't know why it's that way. It just is that way. Leonardo DiCaprio. Yep, I'm sure of it. Look at him. That's him. All right. I know what I'm talking about because I detected it the first time I saw him. I said he's got some kind of squished face thing going on. Whoa, look at that. Very lovely. She's got a pillow. Mister. All right. I've said that before because we've talked about this before. He's a very popular actor, though. He's in a lot of shows. He's a good actor. I just don't think he's attractive. Mr. Carlos. All right. Well, excuse me. I'm not a cab person. You don't like cab drivers? It's because they're... What are cab drivers these days? It's because they're from another country, isn't it? Imagine your cats were the size of dogs. They would murder you because the dogs already do. Yeah, so actually, now you're making a funny point that if cats were really big, they would probably kill you. And that's one of the arguments we make about maybe some dog breeds are too large. And you should have to have a special exotic pet license to own one instead of every person with 2 brain cells being allowed to just go buy one or pick one up from the adoption center. I'm going to save them. Yes, large animals are dangerous. Mr. Carlos, 2 more precious packs. You got it, man. All right. So this is it, Carlos. These are the ones that you were searching for. They are panthers, lions, tigers. They are. We used to do this thing where we would look up the news on, you know, who got mauled the latest by a pit bull, because that was one of the controversial subjects in our stream. We would talk about how sort of the... Whoa! Holy mama. We would talk about how people are kind of reaching a conclusion about maybe it shouldn't be so easy to get a pit bull, you know, because pit bulls tend to do a lot of the maulings, a lot of the murders. Not murders, just maulings. But a lot of the injuries. And that's a hot topic. That's a topic that really sets some people off, especially if you own a pit bull. They go, not my pity. You are? I got a Doberman right now. Yeah, but Doberman are fine. I'll take my lovely female husky any day over some stupid cat She doesn't bark, but her teeth are sharper than most dogs, and I don't know why. Probably a DNA thing. Huskies are nice. We are. All right. You know, if I had to choose a dog, you know, there's that really skinny dog where the tail kind of wraps under the legs almost. They're like super sharp looking. They're very thin and they're very sharp looking dogs. I think they're used for racing, actually. I like those dogs. We are. I like the aesthetic appearance of the dog, that is. I don't know much about their personalities because I know dogs have different personalities. We are. Mr. Carlos. You know what I don't like? I don't like the little yappy dogs. So if I had to talk about a dog breed that I really can't stand, why does every grandma have the same crusty-eyed dog, and it's this tiny little crusty-eyed dog, and it's the most vicious, mean dog on the planet? Like, I pay for this land. It's my land. I'm paying for this house. You're not paying for it. I pay my bills. I pay my mortgage. I pay my property taxes. And I step out of my house, and I got to get barked to death by the loudest dog ever. And it's like the size of a football. And I just wish I could, like, kick it to the other person's yard. Like, get out of here. And it's every single old person has got this dog. I don't know what is up with it. It's like the worst dog breed somehow. I don't. Maybe they just like the little dog because it smaller poops or less food or something. I don't know what it is, but they are the meanest little dogs. They can't get along with you because you exist. They're like, you can't be there over there in that yard. That yard's mine too. It's like, bro, I promise you, this is my yard. I pay for it. But they just don't understand. You know, they're pets. They don't understand that. But you know, you get a larger dog. They don't care. They just look at you and they're like, oh look. And then they lay down in the grass. They don't care about you. It's always the little yip dog. They're so annoying, dude. You can't enjoy being outside if that dog is also outside. And we had one at the previous house, the previous lake house, and we're at this one now in Camdenton. And it's the same deal. There's two more yip dogs, one across the street and one to the left of us that's owned by a little old lady. And they just yap their heads off at us. If we just take one step out of our house, which we don't often, because we don't go outside too often, but we take one step out of our house and we just get like assaulted by these dogs. Our ears are assaulted. It's like, chill, dude. I'm not strangling a baby. I'm not setting the house on fire. You know, I'm not putting cats in your yard. Why are you freaking out? But they always freak out. Yeah, I can't stand it. There should be like a nuisance barking law if your dog exclusively barks at everybody. Maybe that sounds really radical, but it's like, bro, I pay to be here. I pay all the taxes. I pay all the bills. I pay the mortgage, not you. Why can't I just enjoy existing in my own yard without being yelled at by this dog? And it's at the loudest tone possible. It's at an ear-splitting tone. And maybe enough people don't complain about this, or maybe I'm just especially sensitive, like, or irritable or something, right? Maybe I'm on my butt period or something. But, you know, it gets to me sometimes. Sometimes I ignore it and I just don't care, but it's like a month later, I'll be like, I kind of care a little bit. Like, what if I just want to take the trash out and not be barked at? Can I do that? No? Can't just take the trash out? Maybe it's a 70-degree day and it's perfect outside and the trees are blooming and the flowers are blooming and the grass is turning green. And I want to be on my lawn and not be audibly assaulted by, you know, and it's just endless until you leave. They won't stop until you leave. It's like, why do I pay all this money just to be barked at? It's insane. But there's no law against it, so I guess it's just fair game. I don't know. I guess it's just fair game. Maybe if I lived in, like, Switzerland, there'd be, like, a law, because I hear the Swiss are pretty legal over there. Can you show the cherry blossom bird? Yes. I was hoping somebody would see this, because it's such a good-looking card. Check this out, Alexandra. It's really nice. Wow. And it's already graded 10, and it's just a very pretty card. And I figured it would probably sell itself. It is. We've only had it up on the table for 1 day. 1 day. And I know somebody's tempted because it's an altard. Mister, I'm not even exaggerating. My husky barks once a week, and it's usually for like 5 minutes at night at some stupid raccoon. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, like a raccoon or something like that. But the little yip dogs, they're not mad at raccoons. They're mad at you because you exist. And you exist in your own lawn. It's just wild. And we had the exact same problem at the other house with the dog. His name was Peanut, and he would pee on my mail. I'm not exaggerating. That dog would piss on our $1,000 Pokemon cards if the mailman put those packages on the floor. The dog would walk up because there was no leash. No one leashed their dogs, and there were no gates. There were no lawns. Everyone had to share a mailbox. The dog would just walk right up and piss all over my mail. and it was just total insanity. So we're out of there at least. But so we don't have that now. So I guess it's an upgrade technically. But that dog was the same deal too. Just bark his head off until you leave. I trained with one husky that almost never made noise. She was a super cool dog. Most huskies are very vocal. Oh, okay. Huskies are usually very vocal. That's cool. I think I've seen that on the internet before. All right, guys. Well, we have streamed for over 3 hours. It is 3:23 a.m. in the morning. I'm wide awake, but I know I shouldn't be. I got to go to bed, guys, or else I'm not going to be able to function tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Usually I'm waking up around 6 a.m. and it's 3:23 a.m., so that can't be good. So I better hop off. How about that Mark giveaway? Where'd that go? We got to keep that going. Mark. Sounds like bark, right? Now you have heard my complaint. You shall listen to me complain. Sometimes when you're a YouTuber, it feels like your job is to complain a little bit. Like you just got to talk about life a little bit. Who goes on here? Who do you think? Well, obviously, Alex PSX made it on. Good for him. I think Alexandra should go on. She made a pretty big order. Did anyone else make a really big order? Like 300 or more? AOG. Pokewing. There we go. Please add me, says Mike Vasquez. Mike, you got to win the Nightbot, Mike. Let's see. Tyler won. Ah, man. I told Nightbot to put you on. I'll beg if I need to. Don't tell me that. That's weird. All right. So we've got 11 people. It's not over. We could do a Sunday stream. So far, we have not been doing Sunday streams, but every time I'm tempted to do it. So we'll see if I see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Monday. All right, guys. Thank you very much, everybody.